Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AMD Skyesports Pro League powered by Rooter. It is the day number 3 of the grand finals. This is me, Edge, and alongside me, joining today for the first two matches, is going to be the beautiful Darshita. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for this warm welcome, Edge. But trust me, this day it is going to be one hell of a show. And by this, I don't mean to, increase the level of hope these audience and we as a casters haven't does. But again, we all know, right? At the end of the day, all these days after the first and the second day, it's all about comeback. So maybe a comeback is what I'm looking forward to. As we ended the previous day, CHEMIN Esports were the team getting a good number of chicken dinners for themselves. I'm
Right.
looking forward to what they have planned for today and what other plans the other teams have on just giving them a full stop for a while at least.
I mean, talking about the top of the scoreboard, I mean, it is Enigma indeed. Then there's Entity and Walkouts as well. But the one that these are not the teams that I'm interested about. I'm
Okay.
more interested about the ones that are at the bottom, right? Or Blind and Marcos. Now they are in 14th, 15th, and 16th position respectively. And today, if they don't get at least a good amount of points for themselves, they might be looking at them, maybe looking at their journey to be ending right there. I mean, and I don't mean it's gonna be ended, but they won't be making it to the top six. And if you're not in the top six, you won't get a piece of the prize pool. And if you're not top one, well, disappointment, right? Especially for these teams because they have worked so hard to make their way to the grand finals, and now 16 teams. You gotta be in the top six to get a piece of that. But these, I mean, Marcos Blind. I mean, Blind was playing absolutely brilliant the other day. OR on day one, they started off strong. Marcos as well. They slowly but steadily made their way to the top in the semifinals. But now they still haven't found their groove on. Maybe today is the day, Darshita. What do you think?
See, whatever we talk about, at the end of the day, consistency is everything that you need, right?
True.
Now, as you said a while ago, that we have seen teams performing brilliant in the first and the second day. But again, that's not how it ends. You need to be consistent on each and every day so that at the end of the day, where you started, you are still at the same. What I mean to say is now, for example, if you started your day on being the top at the leaderboards, I really wish the team to stay at the leaderboard till the end. And that is how your consistency is showcased. Now, I don't mean to say that you don't face a downfall there, but again, after going down, the way you rise up back again is what consistency is. So, yes, that is something that I'll be looking forward to. The second key point will be a balance between the finish and the placement points. We always keep that, saying again and again, but that case of happening is comparatively really low. So, that is something that eventually I'm looking forward to. But with that, again, what is this fight actually for? What is on stake is a huge, huge prize pool of 10 lakh rupees and the bragging rights of AMD Sky Esports Pro League powered by Router.
Yep, I mean the 10 lakh prize pool. And the first place winner taking away 50% of it, right? That's huge. 5 lakhs. I mean, boy, that's absolutely incredible. Second place walking home with 2.5 lakhs in their bank account. Third place winner, they will be going home with 1 lakh. Still a hefty amount, but I mean, fourth place with 50K, fifth place with 30K, and sixth place with 20K. We still get a piece of that, just to reward their time and effort in this particular tournament. But the one that I am looking forward to, the MVP, the most valuable player. I mean, there's a part of me that says Neo is gonna take it, but then they have some. I mean, he has some incredible competition. Destro, there's Artanki who hasn't showed up yet, but everyone else they are gonna be eyeing for that as well. And for the day number 3, we have 4 matches lined up for you guys today. It's gonna be Erangel, Miramar, and then we'll jump back and repeat the cycle back to Erangel, ending the day on Miramar.
The only four chances for the day, right? This is all you got for the day. If you aren't able to do it right today itself, it's like 50% of the journey already done and dusted. And after that, I really don't see any hopes of making a comeback. Now, I don't mean to play that bad side card again, but you know what I mean to say, right? At the end of the day, these 16 teams, they have done a lot. I mean, the semifinals, maintaining a consistency in the
True.
semifinals, then getting qualified for the grand finals. And now in grand finals, everything was from zero. Like the start was from
Right.
scratch, and they have kept it on building and building. So right now, just the aim will be to just climb up slow and steady, but not so slow that you are just left behind completely.
I mean, look at the teams as well, right? These are gonna be the point system. 1 point for finish, And then third into, sorry, that's, forget that actually. First one, we'll go for that 15. Second, you go for 12. Third, you'll go for 10. Fourth, you get 8 points. Fifth position, you get 6. I mean, up until then, it's okay. I mean, being in the top 5 is decent, but I mean, anything below 5, I think that's, a bit problematic. 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7 get 4 and 2 respectively. 8 to 12 get 1. And 13 to 16, they get nothing there, Darshita. And that is not what these teams want. I mean, as I said, teams like Blind, Marcos, or they're at the bottom half of the scoreboard, right? They really need to step up. And teams like NTD, there's Orangutan as well, and ENIGMA, CHEMIN, 7C, even Team Forever, they need to put up a decent performance, if not great, to make their way in the top 6 at least in point table after the day is done.
I agree with you completely. One finish will gain you one single point. So, the chance of you being in the top 5 or top 6 is like 50% dependent on the number of finishes you have. But again, 50% will be dependent on the placement points that you secure for yourself. So, I guess a great balance between both of them will eventually lead you to a great place. But as we are talking about the overall rankings on what all has happened the previous day, we already have one team just crossing the 3-digit mark. That's 108 for CHEMIN with 3 delicious chicken dinner they had. But again, I'll be highlighting this point that they are looking really good on the position points. But what about the finish points? 41, a good number, not saying anything against that. But again, there's a huge difference, I would say, between the finish and the position point. On the second place, we have the sides of Enigma Gaming with one chicken dinner and a total of 96. Entity on the third with a total of 86. That's a huge 10 points difference.
That is indeed. And then there's walkouts as well. 32 finishes, 48 position placement, but they do have one chicken dinner as well for themselves. 80 points. So these 4 teams, well, they are kind of safe as of now in their position wise. But Big Brother Esports, 38 finishes, 28 position points. I gotta say that is pretty incredible because having more finishes, finishing points than the position points is always incredible if you ask me. But then talking about the bottom half now, this is the day I think all these 8 teams need to step up huge, or else they're gonna have some really a big problems moving on forward. Tactical Esports, 54 points. Orangutan Gaming with 50. Celsius Esports sitting on 48. 7C 45. TSM 42. Well, at least they crossed 40. OR, well, 37. And Blind sitting on 32. And Marcos Gaming, well, nothing has gone their way. 7 finishes, Darshita, with 27 overall points. I mean, compare that to the side of CHEMIN Esports of 108 points. I don't even know. I don't even want to do the math right now. 99, to be exact.
Yeah, that's going to be the case. But right now, what catches the more of my attraction is the sides of Team Blind. Now look at that, 27 finishes in total, but 5 position points. Now, what calculation do we do here? Team Blind, they have caused a lot of destruction. They have caused a lot of damage. Is something that I would phrase it like. But again, look at the position points. They are just 5. So even after causing a lot of damage to the other players and the other team, the team itself is not able to secure a good position for themselves. And that is something that they need to remember and keep in mind. But again, coming back to the top 5 fraggers, because we have one individual prize for the MVP as well. For now, at least after the day 2 of grand finals, we have these 5 players already. That's going to be Delta from Kevin Esports, total of 17 finishes and a ratio of 2.13, where his contribution to the entire team was 41.46%. That's BB Scream on the second position with a total of 16. That's going to be one single point difference. Enigma Shaggy, then it is Insane Neo, and then it is going to be Entity Troy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, all those fraggers, they are gonna be at the star of the team. But one more thing that the audience maybe might be missing on is that the team support, right, coming in. There's always that team support coming in. There's those grenades being held on. There's the cover fire coming in. The positions that they take, all these come into consideration for them to go ahead and get those finishes for themselves. Otherwise, it's not gonna be that easy. It doesn't really matter who it is, Neo, Delta, or anyone else. If they don't have a good team support, there's no way that they can get those. I mean, 1v3s, 1v2 sometimes. Maybe just the one smoke grenade can help you win a fight. Maybe one HE grenade is all you need to get those multiple finishes in your favor. But yeah, that's the. Before we head on, do you think we might be, looking at a team getting 2 chicken dinners today, perhaps?
Again, just saying maybe, because at the end of the day we have kept the saying multiple times that this day is all about comeback. So that is something that I'll be looking forward to. Coming back to the player camp, the players are all set, we as casters are all set, and I know the audience is pretty excited to just jump into the very first map. So that's going to be Erangel already onto our screens. Right start from Yasnaya, and just making it way towards Rozok and Hospital.
Well, the flight path, well, it's pretty decent. Not a lot of, you cannot say that it's tilting towards one side. Everyone can just go on towards everywhere that they want. Basically, I was looking at someone to go towards that military base area because I want to see those, bridges being gate kept. But at the same time, I don't think that's gonna happen just yet. I mean, maybe it can happen. We're still waiting for the players to drop down. But here are the teams that I have my eyes set on. Okay, not gonna sound biased, but here are the teams that I'm looking forward to. I want to see tactical esports mostly, and then there's HH and Orangutan Gaming. These are the teams that I don't know, for some reason I want to feel. I feel like maybe these teams are gonna be coming out on top, at least in this particular game. So I wanna keep my eyes on them for a while, but everyone else as well. TSM, OR, CHEMIN, and CHEMIN is gonna be starting off. But at the same time, I want to have Neo pop off. Yesterday was not his day. We didn't see a lot of Neo action. Maybe today might be the day, but look at that circle. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
I think not going to military base is a good idea right now.
That was something I was about to say, that your assumptions have been denied, your hopes have been denied right now, right here, where the play zone taking really a bad shift is what I'll frame it like, because this kind of play zone is something that we haven't observed so far. Now we have been seeing so many maps, and after all that, this kind of something that I really didn't come seeing. But on the other side, if you talk about, okay, there's a vehicle that we have on the sides of Team Celsius. But coming back to the map overall, in the areas of Pochinki down there, I see some of the fights already about to begin, or something that's going to be Marcos there. Second team, I'm not sure which team exactly it was, but on the other side, Celsius, they haven't found anything for themselves near to the areas of Melta. I guess that's a place they are looking forward to.
True, we're jumping in with 63 players, 16 squads. This is the first map of the 4 to go, right? And it all depends on their consistency. Getting a victory in the first one and then not having a good day in the other 3 is not gonna help you. Doesn't really matter which team you are. Everyone needs consistency, fair amount of finishes, and a good placement points is what I'm looking for. As you said, you want to see those teams stay in the same position that they were. Well, I want to see the teams at the bottom get at least some points so they can make their way to the top, and then I want that fight to happen. So it's gonna be interesting because I don't want it to be like, we already know that these teams are gonna be not gonna be making it into the top 6. I want every team, all 16, to have a really good chance of making it to the top. I want it to be like maybe, it's a bit too much to ask, but maybe like 10-15 point difference and not more than that.
Tough level of competition is what you are looking forward to, right? The low the gap is, the more the competition is. So something pretty exciting, but at the same time really difficult for these players. Now look at the face cams of these players. This is a point that we realize that how much one single map matters here. No one wants to risk anything, and eventually if they do, they lose one map entirely. That can be any number of point that you can imagine or hope for. So that is something that they are not looking forward to. But on the other side, 7C Sprague on the sides of team 7C, they need to look forward to capitalizing at least one map for themselves. I mean, the last we saw the overall standing, I still remember they were on the 12th position. So as you said, a comeback is something that is really needed. So maybe a map, a chicken dinner is something that they are looking forward to, and eventually if that works into their favor, a momentum that gets built will eventually lead them to dominate, or maybe at least gain something and not face a downfall back again.
True. That can happen. That is gonna be the case in in some of the teams here. But I'm once again waiting for the positions to be coming into play here anytime soon. It's still the first zone, so not gonna be dealing a lot of damage, and still a pretty huge one as well. But once again, I remind those util, those resources, those grenades, Molotov, those smoke grenades are gonna be really important. after you get the 5th or 6th zone, because it's gonna be small. And one Molotov, we've seen that yesterday. That one Molotov led to, I believe, CHEMIN coming out, Celsius coming out on top. Is it? I think it was Celsius coming out on top. So that is the importance of utility, importance of grenades and Molotovs, and I hope that these teams, focus on that. And once again, you can see the player cams on the side of NTD, and they are, I mean, you can see the focus in that. Like, they're not even bulging a bit. They're like fully focused, and that's what you need. You need to be 100% focused to have a good chance of making it in the top 6. One small, I don't know, distraction, and you're gonna be maybe even losing a few points here and there, and that is not gonna be a good thing if you want to make it to the top. But here we have Pokemon in the buggy just trying to get that loot. They're just displacing themselves right now, making sure that they don't stick together, making sure that they go on from one place to another as a team.
Everybody is looking forward to some good loots and vehicles, because right now, as we just a while ago saw, the play zone has just played a different game, I would say, because those areas where the play zone is right now, probably that is a place where we do not see a lot of teams going. But again, Yasnaya is something, Pochinki is something that can cause a lot of more problems and a lot of more fights. But again, it keeps on happening every day that till 10 minutes done and dusted, we have no fights happening. But after 10 minutes, for the next 10 minutes, you just can't take your eyes off the map. And maybe, just maybe, hoping for that to be the case for now, because till 7 minutes there's nothing happening, not even one bullet being fired on any enemy, and one player being taken down. It's just all the players in their vehicles. They're looking good. They're just having their hands at everything that they need. Look at that, 3 vehicles, 2 vehicles. They got everything that they need with the amount of time. But right nearby to Blind, there's the side of Team Enigma. So Blind, right now, a big decision to make, whether to get into this fight or to move out of it.
Finally, some gunshots being fired by Spy OP onto one of the players there, going away with the buggy. So, well, it's more like just a racing game than the battle royale right now. They're just collecting those vehicles, everyone, and it's kind of necessary as well, right? You want to take those fights, but at the same time, if you do get engaged, you want to make sure that you have an escape. Looks like Blaze has no escape on the other side of the map. Piet Baba will be finishing him off, and that's going to be the first finish of the day.
TSM, 3 players is all what they got right now, and maybe any more player can go down, because after game, there you go. This was something I was talking about. Shadow is being caught. So was the case for Equinox, and right now there's going to be a 2-1 split that the sides of Team TSM have. Now, this split is something that can cause a lot more of problems for them, because even one player, and the player that is isolated, especially if he gets down to the ground, there will be a big chaos happening, and the entire team may just falter down. But again, you talk about the sides of Team WALKOUTS. They are looking forward to make a wide rotation and maybe, just maybe, go towards the sides of Team TSM and get into a fight, gain all the 4 finishes. But on the other side, HH, they are getting into a fight. They are getting themselves into a fight with the sides of Team Tactical, where one player from the Tactical is already down to the ground.
Now WALKOUTS, they're making their way to the position. Well, they do have one finish, and there you go. Carry goes down to Tactical Bomb, and he might go for the finish as well. He is looking to get that done, and Tactical Clutch, well, he's gonna be revived, and Headsets, they want to take this fight, and they will indeed take one down. That is, Bond goes down, and Manti instantly, once again, dropped and finished in the blink of an eye. Tactical, their position is really good, but HYDRAS, they want to get this revenge done. The revive comes into play. Tactical,
No.
they still have one player down, and no, HYDRAS, what is happening? Miscommunication? But look at that, that's another free finish for the side of Tactical. 47, all down to Evil Surya. He will manage to take down one, but then that's it. I believe that's the end. Never mind, it's not. He managed to take down one more. I think he finished one, actually 2. He finished 2 before going down, Darshita. It was a 1 versus 4, and he managed to take down 2. How crucial is that gonna be at the end of the day?
I completely agree with you, but again, the sides of Team Tactical making a mistake. The position of K47 wasn't revealed there. After revealing his position, he took one player down, but the other one, they lost 2 of their players.
I'm so sorry, but I think I saw Blind Spy OP taking down Blind Blaster by the grenade.
What?
On the kill feed.
Oh no! Team Blind getting eliminated. I mean, Not a way to start your day, Team Blind. This is not a possible way to start your day. We were looking forward for, these teams to gain back their momentum. But again, these small mistakes which you make in pressure is something that eventually leads you back to a lot of problems. On the other side, Team Insane. Now this team has decided to go a bit more aggressive on the sides of Team Entity. And as you said, Neo, he maybe someone who's looking forward to that entity title. Let's see what they eventually have planned for themselves. But no, with that grenade, he was about to cook that grenade, but again, he decides to wait back, gain a bit of more information. But Neo, he won't be waiting for anybody else. A grenade goes right exactly behind the sides of Noob, and that is why that grenade will be denied. Again, a second grenade goes from the sides of Neo. Won't get any kind of connection. Neo, this guy needs to find information, or the grenades coming back to our hit sides will be eliminating him completely.
Boy, oh boy. I'm still kind of confused what happened to the blind
Yeah.
side there. But yeah, let's move on forward. We'll talk about that later on. We have some grenades being cooked. There's just smoke grenades. Oh, never mind. That's a frag grenade being cooked. Troy drops it. Not going to be dealing a lot of damage. Another. Can he deal any damage here? Insane that is. Neo almost took him down, I believe. But on the other hand, okay, Troy's grenade now finally takes one of the players on the side of Insane. Troy's really, really low. Even a wall bang can take him down if, hit right on point. But I think Insane, they're in deep, deep trouble right now. Mac is down. Call Rage on the other hand. He's going to go down to the side of player 5. He goes down to Dark Lord. Trade after trade. Back and forth. Entity and Insane. This is gonna be a mad fight here. But where is Neo? They know he's the main guy. He's upstairs. He's holding on. But Adi, he's trying to heal his teammates and also revive them. But that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Neo cooking a frag grenade by himself, and then it's Entity Noob throwing in those mollies, throwing in those frag grenades. Not gonna be dealing any damage anytime soon. He's out in the open, Mag. No, he's gonna be bleeding to death anytime soon here, Darshita.
Grenades are being cooked by both of the sides, and right now Team Insane, they are just faltering down. Entity, they are looking good on the position, but Dark Lord needs to be a bit careful, doesn't, and that is why he'll get punished for that move. Now Entity, they need to revive their teammate back to their life. Mac, I guess, will be bleeding off completely, and that's gonna be him getting eliminated, I guess. Okay, there you go. That's gonna be one player from the sides of Team Insane getting eliminated. Neo right now is looking forward to go for some Molotov connection. Adi will be confirming one player that's going to be raised onto the ground. On the other side, Dark Lord will be confirmed by the Molotovs on the sides of Insane. Neo, Entity, Noob right exactly in the front. Neo right now is looking forward to take him down, but what is going to happen? Because Insane, they have already lost one of their player after gaining 2 finishes for themselves. One grenade goes from the sides of Neo, but again, doesn't get any kind of connection and gets denied. Now, Noob, his location is being compromised by the sides of Insane Neo, and he is right now looking forward to that grenade getting a connection. Well, does a lot of damage, but again, players getting down to the ground, that is something that he is not getting. Neo, again, look at this. He is just hungry for finishes, and he is doing anything possible for that. A small pixel he is holding to get that grenade connected, but no, my friend, that is you really low on information. This move can cause a lot of problems on the sides of Insane Neo. Jump shots from the sides of Entity. Noob doesn't get any connections once again. Do you think Edge Neo can make it and pull it off for his entire team?
He can absolutely do that, but I don't know why he's going for the grenade plays there, and there you go. He just rushes in with the M4 and takes one down. Neo is looking to get that finish, actually the knock on to Troy as well, but I don't know if that's going to happen. The sole survivor for the side of Entity is Troy right now. Noob is out in the open, Troy goes in, he wants to take down Neo. He will indeed manage to make that happen. Then it's RD, who is also low. He gets stinked, I believe. But how long can they stay alive? How far can they take here? Insane. Troy comes out. He takes him down. NTD. Oh my god. That is an absolute beast. Troy taking down every single player there. 3 players on the side of Insane. Goes down. They only have 2 finishes. And I think he's gonna, revive his teammate there as well, Darshita.
I really doubt the sides of Team Forever. They have heard everything happening there, and this is the reason you shouldn't be prolonging any kinds of fight. Look at that OS Bote with that grenade. They have started popping off everything that they can. Entity Noob right exactly in the front. OS Bote with one more grenade will get a connection. Yes, he does, and that's gonna be Entity Noob right down completely completely eliminated. Try up there is holding a great position, but again, all the 4 players, if they try and aggress completely towards him, that's going to be difficult for him, and that is something I was talking about. Try is being caught, and that's going to be him getting eliminated. Now, coming back to the point I was talking about, Edge, once you prolong a single fight, there's a third team always hearing that everything, always hearing everything that you do. And this is what happens when the third team hears everything. Team Entity, they were looking good when they eliminated the sides of Team Insane. But what did Team Forever do? They heard everything, they waited for the opportunity, took that opportunity in a positive way, and boom, one more team getting eliminated completely.
8 finishes though.
Yep.
That's beautiful performance coming in from them. I expected a bit more, maybe staying alive till the top 5, but that's not going to be the case. It's going to be them going out in position number 13. So that's 0 points if I'm not wrong, and 8 points for the finishes. So yeah, let's see how that's going to affect them on the points table later on. But right now we have Celsius here, Max cruising away in that buggy, trying to go towards Vixie to get themselves in a better position there. Where's Dreams? Oh, forget about Dreams. Yes, there's
Ninja.
another run over. He just ran over someone.
Ninja, oh my god!
He got the finish as well, is it?
That is the case. TSM Ninja, Jord. Man, oh man, this guy is just crazy.
Oh boy. I don't know how he's going to pass the driving test though. But
yeah.
right now, he is having a really fun time. But look at this position coming in from Tactical Kid. He knows if he peeks and if he shows himself on the map, he might go down to the side of TSM. That's why he just managed to stay alive. He wants to make, get as many points as he can. Right now, if he gets eliminated, he only gets 1. Right? I mean, along with the finishes that he has. But OG Trigger, he takes a couple of shots there onto the players of TSM, and they are going in for that. But at the same time, Marcos, Ghosty, he's out in the open. Maybe he wants to take this fight towards that BB and Celsius at the same time. Not really sure if that's a good idea here, Darshita. But there's walkouts as well. Okay, definitely not a good idea for sure.
I completely agree on that note. On the other side, Tactical Kid, he's been caught by the sides of OG. Marcos, as you were saying, in a complete open area, they're looking forward to take a fight. But again, information is something that these fights rely on. Gasty was not up with the information, will be getting punished for that. And that's going to be one player from the sides of Team Marcos down to the ground. Now, coming back to another fight that's already on our screen, that's going to be CHEMIN Esports comeback. That's one player from CHEMIN already down to the ground. The sides of Team TSM, they are all set on their way to make an entry towards the play zone. And Team CHEMIN Esports, they have decided to stay a bit safe at this point of time, not engage themselves into any kinds of fights because one player was already down to the ground. On the other side, OGs, they are looking forward for some finishes because that is something that, really matters. So Trigger right now is just trying to go in and scout for more information of the sides of Team Enigma right exactly in the front.
Maybe they can get a couple more. But here we have TSM Shadow trying to heal himself up backwards to reload. That means Jod almost went down there. Shadow peaks, takes the finish there onto one of the players on the side of 7C instantly. That is a beautiful placement. At 7C now a man down. How long do they want to take this? How far do they want to take this fight? Because as you said, Darshita, if they prolong any fight, they will get third or even fourth party sometimes because the positioning is really, really bad from all these teams. And Marco's star goes down to Enigma Rex. And there you go. Enigma joining the party right now. Finally, some frags coming into their favor as well.
Marco's not really a good position now. Don, he's the last surviving player. His location is being compromised right at the edge itself. One incoming grenade, that's enough to take him off completely. Smokes have been deployed. Ego Italy will be down because of the play zone damage. And there you go. One grenade, as I was saying, was completely enough to eliminate him. And that's going to be him and his entire team getting eliminated. On the other side, we have the sides of WizGod is looking forward to completely eliminate Enigma. Avian will be successful in doing that. 7C Savitar on the second site up there is looking forward to a fight with the sides of Team TSM. Now TSM, they lost one of their player at a very early stage. I still remember Blaze going down, and the split that TSM had was 2-1. Again, the same split that TSM is carrying forward, but they got some good finishes in terms of numbers. So right now they're looking good with the momentum that they built for themselves, but eventually after losing one player they need to be a bit more careful. Walkouts not being really careful about that vehicle will be punished for that, and the entire team is being hit back by a lot more of damage. Vehicle explosions come further, but the entire team gets eliminated there and there. Always Bolte 3 finishes for this man. Soul.
He's having a good time right now. It's going to be Trigger on the other hand, trying to take down one of the players there with the M4 mid-range. Atanki, that is. He's not in a great spot if you ask me, but OG, they need a couple more finishes for themselves. It's going to be walkouts going out with 3 finishes for themselves. Right now, OG, they have 3 finishes, right? I told you, OG might have a good game here. Wait, I just saw TSM, Ninja Jot going down on their hand as well. It's going to be Vizcar trying to make his way into the zone there. The 7C Savitar, he's trying to reposition himself, maybe get himself a couple of fracture, and then it's going to be Prince taking down one of the players in the side of... Oh, CHEMIN Esports, Destra goes down, and Justin almost took down Savitar, but guess what? There is support coming in from... actually, that's not from 7Cs, that's from Celsius. Oh boy, and that one team right at the top of the points table, that's ENIGMA. They go down in position number 9.
A lot is happening here, Edge. A lot is happening. Team 7C, they have lost 2 of their players, but gained 5 finishes in return. This deal is not a really good deal if you ask me, because again, 2 of those players are the most important players. 7C Sarang, look at this man. He's down inside the water. Savitar, he's been caught into a position where getting out of that position is going to be the most difficult task. He jumps down to his death, and that's going to be Dreams eliminating him completely. So 7C is left back by just 1 surviving player. Not sure of what position he... Oh, okay, there you go. There's him down in the waters. On the other side, you talk about OG. Vizcar was down to the ground. So is the case for Trigger, but they have been revived back by their teammate. Max Fish on the other side will be confirmed. Okay, the sides of Team BB are getting contested. That's going to be so much happening, and look at the play zone. It's just amazing that no one is right exactly in the center, and that's the reason the center of the play zone will be left completely isolated, and after this shrink, there's one side with teams and the other side completely empty.
Well, we have Celsius actually, right at the inside the zone already, and they're trying to take this fight towards the OR Esports. They only jumped in with 3. Aditya's down. Atanki revives Aru, but how long can they manage to stay alive is the question. They have 4 finishes themselves already. We're down to 15 players, 7 squads alive still. Can OR finally get themselves a chicken dinner in the grand finals? Can Celsius do it? And Sarang is still alive. He's managed to stay alive, and look at Atanki. He just takes his ride to the player there, that's Aditya, trying to revive him now. So they're gonna be back up 3 players. So OR still have a really good chance of making it work.
Maybe that's something I'm looking forward to. Max on the other side, he knows where the sides of Team 7C is, so he will be not compromising anything. Celsius Vixie goes in for that grenade, but again, that grenade will be dodged and denied completely. Vixie, now his location is being compromised, and the position, this position is something that is pretty dangerous, I would say, for each and every team, because even if your leg slips there and you just fall down to your own death, and that is something that these players are not looking forward to. On the other side, you talk about OR. Okay, let's forget OR for a moment. Look at 7C and CHEMIN Esports. These players are right exactly in front of each other. They know that they are right exactly in the front, but they are not even moving a single muscle out there. Atanki is being caught by Daljit. That's going to be Atanki down to the ground. Aditya will be punishing Celsius Max there, but again, a revival is something that is possible. But look at Vixie. This man is completely in an open area with some soft covers for himself. But again, soft cover is something that you shouldn't be relying on for a long period of time, or that will be the case why you'll be down to the ground completely.
We're about to hit that 24-minute mark. 6th zone coming into play right now. Or they have 4 finishes. Still one of the players actually really low, and I saw a beautiful grenade there coming in. And Max, I think he knows where Sarang is. If he drops that grenade right on point, he might get that finish as well. And Atanki goes down, and Max, because this time will be finishing off Aru. OR in deep trouble right now.
On the other side, look at 9 amazing finishes that Team Forever has got for themselves. A chicken dinner is something that could just put a cherry on the cake. But on the other side, Celsius Max, this guy is trying his level best to take the players down, but Team OR gets eliminated. That's going to be 4 teams and 10 alive players. Now, tactical, even them getting eliminated. Celsius Vixie is up with the all information needed, but eventually he is in the position where he can't do so much. Always Bolte, he knows that there's one player right exactly behind that vehicle, but again, the case remains the same, right? This position is so dangerous that even if you make a small mistake here, you could just fall down to your own death, and that is something that these players are not looking forward to. Celsius Vixie with that Molotovs really trying to take at least one player down, but is that going to happen? I doubt. No, the no is going to be the answer. The Molotovs getting no kind of connection. So is the case for the sides of Team Forever. 11 freaking finishes. This number is just getting increased and increased. But Celsius Max, after so many tries, this guy is really up and eliminating the sides of Team 7. So the 3 teams, 9 alive players, where we just crossed the 25 minutes mark.
He finally was able to take him down. I feel a bit happy. That's a bit of relief there coming in. But them Team Forever, they are not looking to go down anytime soon. That grenade is going to be forcing him out of position there. Celsius dreams he's going to get taken down, but Viru's grenade as well. Mascus now taking a bit of fire. Always both they take some of the players on the side of Celsius as well. Now Team Forever, they have 11 finishes themselves, and both Owais once again taking down another one. Well, they have 4 alive as well. 4, I mean, apart from them, there's only 5 more alive, right? So I think Team Forever, they can actually pull this off and take it into their favor. It's going to be Max versus Viru anytime soon. It's going to be Max just holding on, trying to revive his teammate, but Viru, he's up close. He doesn't give a damn. He's going to get all of them. Oh, Celsius Vixie. Oh no, Celsius are completely destroyed. Now the only one surviving is going to be CHEMIN. He survived. He survived, Darshita. I don't know how they let him live, but they're going to be so happy because he got at least 7 extra points for his team. But forget about that because it's Team Forever who get that first chicken dinner in this grand final day number 3.
Are you kidding me? 16 finishes plus you get 15 points for the chicken dinner. So that's a total of 31 that this team has accumulated in one single map. I know, man, what a great start for the day. The sides of Team Forever, with the positions they were holding and with the confidence that this team has, the team had on itself, they made it happen. And the chicken dinner that they were looking forward to, they will be rewarded with it, right?
Oh boy, I mean, you can see my hair is kind of messed up because I was legit standing at that final, the final fight that was happening. I was like, why is he still alive? Like, how is my first question? Because it did take down 7C Sarang, right? On the side of, I think Celsius did take him down. But then CHEMIN ESPORTS, they managed to stay alive. Like he was in the top 7, top 8, but then he was now he finished off in number 2 position. Yes, he did. He couldn't get any finishes, but I'm pretty sure he got at least 7, 5, at least 7 extra points for his team, and that is what it all matters, right? For the side of CHEMIN, they don't need finishes. They're already at the top. I mean, if they can get even 1 extra point, they will take it. That is what they did. But what a game coming in from Forever. Utility usage and the sheer confidence. They had 4 players still alive and kicking at the end of the match. Now that is the kind of gameplay that I want to be looking at. That is what I'm looking forward to. That is what I strive for. But yeah, that was a beautiful match coming in from them. But one more thing I want to add on: ENIGMA, right? That was not the start that they wanted. Unfortunately, they were eliminated in position 13, if I'm not wrong, or 14 or something like that. But they only had 1 finish there, Dashta. So I think they, as you said, they have to keep their position, right? So they need to, at least put up a decent performance, if not great.
Team Blind. We were talking about them, before we went towards the fly path and everything. Team Blind was a team we were talking about more and more. Now, Team Blind, the way this map has just went to them, I doubt they even have gained 1 or 2 points in this entire map. Again, losing one map, it does feels like sometime that okay, we have 4 maps lined up in the entire day, so losing one won't matter. But again, look at the number of points that Team Forever has accumulated in this single map, which I guess the team has accumulated 0, 1 or 2 points maybe. That's a total of 31, a huge number, right? So this is something that they need to look forward to. On the other side, one more fight that I want to highlight is the sides of Team Insane. Now, after them getting into a fight, I guess if I'm not wrong, that's Entity and Insane getting into a fight. Entity eliminated them. But a third party was something that was, difficult to move away from this. Let us have a more talk on what happened with the highlights already on our screen. Tactical and HH got themselves into a fight now. This is something that I've been talking for a long time. K47 was standing right up there where his location was not compromised. He managed to take one player down from the sides of Team HH, but again, after just compromising him, it went a bit difficult for him. Insane Neo, as you said, the man who's looking forward for more and more finishes, who's hungry for finishes, looking forward to take more and more. He took one player down, another one, then he was instantly punished. Even player 5, some pixels were visible, and that's where the difficulties began. Insane Adi was the last player surviving there. Troy was the one to finish him and take 5 finishes. But what happened next? There was one team right exactly behind hearing everything, and that was Team Forever, who got themselves rewarded with a chicken dinner. They made sure take this opportunity, convert it for themselves, and eventually eliminated the sides of Team Entity as well.
I mean, you don't always have to get those finishes, right? You can just play it smart sometimes and get, third party and maybe get the, finishes that were easy to get. That's what Team Forever did with the first fight. But after that, they didn't stop there, Darshita. They kept going on forward. And even here, you can see this fight between OG. But here is the thing. You can see CHEMIN. You can see one of the players just drop into the water. And then there was one player on the side of 7C, Sarang, also dropping in to the waters as well. I don't know if it was a pact between those two not to kill each other, because they were standing right in front of them, in front of each other, and it was like, you know what, bro, you don't kill me, if I won't kill you, let's see who survives. It was looking like one of those gentleman's agreement. But yeah, whatever it was, I believe Dreams, Max actually took the player on the side of 7C down with the grenade. There you go. But everyone else, they ignored the player on the side of CHEMIN Esports, right? He was in the water, and this fight, Viru, you can see he's like, I don't give a damn. Those grenades, those gunfights, it's okay. I'm gonna be just coming in forward and making sure that you guys pay for this. He just comes out in the open and takes the last surviving player down. And also this move coming in, you can see he's going outside of the zone. He did not want to give that extra point, right? Now that is a smart move, but guess what? Team Forever, they're smarter. They already took him down before he could, deny his point.
That will be completely true. Now, as you were talking about Kevin Esports, I felt really good when Celsius Max finally eliminated the sides of Team 7CM. What I mean to say is, after so many grenades, after so many utilities being used, finally it was them taking them down. But as I was saying, this is what matters the most here. Guess what? Team
Oh my god.
Forever, 31 points. Celsius, 15 points. And Kemin Esports, 13 points. With single finish, yes, they didn't
Exactly.
get anything on the sides of finishes, but just with the last surviving player till the second last position, they managed to acquire the third position in the map standing and overall standing. I don't know what changes have occurred.
Oh my god. First things first, that's a huge difference. 16-point gap
Yes.
between Celsius and Team Forever. Second incredible thing, Kemin Esports one finish. Imagine if comeback went down there, like maybe in seventh position. They would have got like what, 3 points or 4 points at max. But now his team got 9 extra points because of him just trying to be sneaky and surviving. But yeah, Sarang on the other hand as well did manage to survive for as long as he can. 5 finishes and 13 points for them. Tactical Esports sitting on fifth position. Or, well, finally, they are not in the bottom half. They're in the top six of this particular matchup, at least. 8 points for them. Entity Gaming sitting on eight with 8 finishes. No placement points. Remember that. They got to work on that. And Big Brother Esports, 4 total points. Orangutan sitting on 4 as well. Walkouts as well, sitting on 4. TSM in 11th position. Enigma, well, that is not the game that we were expecting for at all from them. Team Insane sitting on 2 points. Hyderabad HYDRAS 2, and Marcos and Blind. And I didn't see even in the highlights. Okay, I forgot. But I am pretty sure that Spy OP took down Blaster with the grenade. That was a team finish, and I don't. I think that should never happen, especially at this level of competition.
Trying to figure out edge that what is going wrong with the sides of Marcos Gaming and Blind Official. I mean, 0 points, 1, 2, and 3. These aren't the numbers that you would really wish to have in one specific map. And the map itself is a classic map, right? Erangel is known as a vanilla and a classic map, as Sam says every time. I still remember him saying that every day. So I just got a habitual of saying that even. But again, it's It's moreover like a classic experience that you regularly face. It's just out of the box that some teams are performing, and that is the reason we see one team getting that victory and the others being on the position down there. But again, Blind and Marcos, they need to do something today itself. It's like you do it today or you aren't able to do it anyways. We keep on saying it, but again, there's no changes, I would say, is happening. Team Insane on the other side, the fight that we talked about already, they got themselves into a fight. I guess I still remember, if I'm not really wrong on my point, I still remember it was Team Insane going really aggressive. It wasn't Team Entity calling the fight themselves. It was Team Insane who got a bit aggressive on their side, and then it was Team Insane getting eliminated and Team Entity getting eliminated. I mean, see, taking a fight yourself is fine, but again, you do not get any kinds of, you do not get anything out of that fight is something that is really wrong, right?
True. And I mean, you got to give it to Troy as well, taking down three players on the side of Insane, right there, eliminating Insane, but at the same time getting those three extra points. Unfortunately, as you said, they overextended that fight, and that shouldn't happen, right? Team Forever, they capitalized on that. They were super confident, and they carried on the same momentum throughout the entire game and got themselves those finishes and the chicken dinner that goes with it. Erangel, Miramar, Erangel, and Miramar. We're done with one. We still have three left there, Darshita. So, my question once again, Team Forever, can they get one more chicken dinner in any of these three maps?
On the position, on the fly path, on the play zone, and much more. See, I completely understand for a fact that after getting such a huge victory on Erangel, the momentum, the confidence, and everything that we talked about has gained a lot of boost. But again, when it comes to the play zone, just you not getting the play zone, imagine you are playing really good and you do not have a chunk of play zone for yourself. What you need to do is get into your vehicle and rotate, and that rotation sometimes might lead you to rotational clashes and eventually to your death as well. So there are some more what ifs and only ifs I do have in my mind when you ask me that will they be able to get it or no. But what if I ask you the same question? What do you think about the same case?
Well, I think they're gonna go ahead and get a triple chicken dinner.
Oh,
Trust
okay.
me, because the way that they're playing right now, I mean, Vero especially has been blowing my mind off in like a couple of recent days. So his gameplay, man. So if they can carry on the same momentum, I think yeah, you can count them in for a couple of really good games from here on forward as well. But at the same time, other teams walkouts. This CHEMIN just staying alive, so not a great game. I mean, if you looked at it, every team, right, the top two teams, that is CHEMIN and Enigma, both these two teams, they only had one finish each, right? Irrespective of the placement positions. I mean, even Kevin, they should have gone down earlier, but it was just a sneaky play coming in from comeback. But then there was NTD, another team that is completely, at the top of the points table, but at the same time, they ended up with 8 finishes. Troy stepping up huge when needed. So I think this, I mean, today they're feeling confident. So NTD might be another one that you might have to watch out for. But I still think Blind and Marcos, I still think they can do it, especially Marcos. By the end of the day, we'll probably know if they can, make it into the top six or if they cannot. Because after today, I mean, we are almost 50% of the way through, right? So the points are going to be accumulating towards the top half of the points table, and for them to make a comeback in this last couple of days, I don't think that's going to be an easy task for the side of Marcos or Blind.
Thing is easier, right? I mean, you see the struggle now. If I talk about the amount of efforts put just to take one player down from the sides of 7C by the sides of Team Celsius, I still do not remember the count of grenades that Celsius had used. I mean, one, two, three. They were just using their utilities back and back to just take one player down. But uh, see, it's like the position, you're up with the information, but there's nothing that you can do about it, and that is the case that just happened a while ago. But after all this discussion, after everything being done in this classic experience, we are heading ourselves towards a different map, a map which is completely open, a map which may falter you down to your death if you are using vehicle more often. So uh, eventually, if you're trying to climb a
Right.
huge sand dune with a vehicle, you may fall down and just write your own death, right? So there are many what ifs again when it comes to specifically talking about Miramar. But what expectations do you have right now? Anything about fly path, the play zone, or anything you want?
Well, before that, I before talking about flight paths and everything, there's one thing that I want, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure everyone already knows it: the sniper fights, right?
Oh,
I want to see those AWMs being put to work. I want to see those Car 98s put to work. I don't want to see those M4 long range one taps. I mean, they are good to watch, but I want to see some sniper on sniper action, right? Maybe just two players go in ham with those sniper rifles. But at the same time, talking about flight paths, I want to see. Well, I don't know, man. To be honest, every time I predict something, it goes south. So I want to see the flight path actually maybe going towards south this time. But the play zone, I want it to go towards north. So all the players are so completely bamboozled, I guess. And I want to see how they. I mean, here's the thing: I want the play zone to be in such a way that there's no one inside the play zone. I don't know if that's going to be possible.
yeah,
I mean, just the first zone.
exactly.
That I want the
um,
flight path to be completely maybe towards the east area, and the play zone completely towards west, and all the players maybe they're outside, and then I mean, imagine all of the players making their way towards inside the zone, right? Imagine all of them in the vehicles just passing and just saying hi through the windows there. And then after they make their way in, maybe we're gonna see some crashes happening. Then maybe they just dash into each other. You never really know. So I mean, it's a bit too much to ask. I understand, but since you asked me what I wanted, this is what I want, Darshita.
okay, to all the players, if you are seeing this, I mean, if you see this after the tournament ends, and if something like this happens, you are really free to contact Edge out there. He is the one playing this card here, and not me, to be really very honest. But again, if that happens, Edge, it's gonna be a lot more of messy when it comes to rotation, because as you said, right,
True.
rotational clashes is something that may occur, and specifically Miramar, that's a place where you get third partied a party where anyone can join. Now we saw that happening in Erangel as well. You prolong a fight, anyone can just capitalize over you, and that was the case that happened with NTT. So again, that is something that I'm not looking forward to. Again, gatekeeping, I mean, you go in for some kinds of late rotation, and then you get gatekeeped, and you have no other choice than either going down to the play zone, or the players losing one or two of your players and then just running out of that fight. I mean, that's all you can do, right, at the end of the day.
That is true. I mean, you also wanted to see a water zone on the map of
Yeah.
Miramar, which is a bit high, which is highly unlikely, but you never really know. It can happen, right? So maybe that might happen today as well. Maybe in this particular map, but you never really know. But once again, a really uneven map, really lots of open spaces, just a bunch of trees here and there, a couple of buildings here and there, but a lot of loot, right? Maybe San Martin is going to be the place this time that where the fights are going to be starting off, because I think it's gonna be a really quick game this time, because all the teams, they're feeling confident, right? I mean, teams like NTD, they have been taking those fights, and then there's forever, you saw they were not backing off from a fight at all, and insane as well. You saw Neo, right? He was on the roof, on that ledge to be exact, throwing that grenade. That was quite funny to watch as well, and that's the kind of confidence that I'm hoping, waiting to look for. But this boot camp coming in from TSM, nice coaches, I gotta agree.
Okay, that's besides of team tactical. Let's jump to them directly. Having all the discussions, looking forward to make this map work in their favor. Not just one specific team, but each and everyone. Look at the jolly face the players from BB have right now. I mean, they're looking good. We are looking forward to something more and more. But talking about the fly part itself, a great one, if you ask me, giving an opportunity to the players to go all around and wherever they want.
True, that is. I wanted to go towards the east. Well, it's northeast, so I mean, I'll take that. I am not going to be complaining. But once again, TSM, 70, OR, CHEMIN, ENIGMA, Orangutan, Hyderabad HYDRAS, Team Forever, Walkout, Celsius Esports, Tactical, Team Insane, Blind, and Teddy, Marcos, Big Brothers, all at 16 teams. They need to make really good use, complete use, if I'm not wrong, in of this particular map up. Because see, here's the thing: you're starting off fresh, right? It is gonna be 4 maps, but you're gonna be starting off fresh. You're gonna be feeling fresh right now, first 2 games, and after that, you might be a bit tired. I mean, I know all these; they're already used to doing it, playing multiple matches back to back, but there's going to be a difference between your first match performance and your final match performance, regardless of you accepting the fact or not.
Um. Okay. Let me tell you something, Edge. You expected the players, all of them, to be out of the play zone, right? Look at what is happening. Each and everyone is right inside the play zone. So, that is the reason why I never answer the question that what expectations and what I hope I do have. But on the other side, Viru, he gets one for himself right at the start of the map itself, and that's one confirmation. That's going to be the sides of Team BB losing one of their player in early 2 minutes.
Okay. Now that is something that I did not, see coming. But I told you, Team Forever is feeling confident. They might be, looking for those aggressive fights. That's what we did. First one, and he's not gonna be stopping anytime soon. That UMP in his hand, I can see it's on fire, and it's gonna be firing some bullets real quick.
Look at that vehicle. Look at the confidence now, Team Forever. They have just decided that we got one, we are getting everything, and we are not going to leave anything. But they need to be a bit careful because the sides of Team BB, they got some guns to work around with, but nothing is going to stop the sides of Team Forever going a bit more aggressive. That's going to be one player down to the ground. Need to be careful about the grenade right exactly in front of them. No, that grenade won't get any kind of connection. These Topies been caught on the different side, but the confidence Team Forever has, man oh man, these team. This time I agree with you, Edge, that maybe, just maybe, with this level of confidence and this aggressiveness, this team can make it work in their favor. The third player goes down on the sides of Team BB, and that's going to be Scream. So I guess the last surviving player is going to be Beast OP. Not sure of what more he can do, but right now, all he's looking forward to is just run out of this fight and save himself going down.
Well, Big Brothers, now they have finally met the big bad wolf in the form of Team Forever, already taking out 3 players. They are not going to stop. Look at that. They're low, but they don't give a damn. They're searching. They're trying to find Beast OP. They're like, wherever you are, we're going to make... Oh, look at him. Smart move. But I think they kind of are predicting this, or are they? Because Beast is now safe. He has a couple of weapons to work with, and now they're going in for the surge. Look at this. They're not gonna let him live it out. They're like, you know what? I think he's inside, fellas. We will go for the entire building search, and he's in the right building. They're in the right building. Oh no. Viru, he spots him. Why? That base OP, that anxiety coming into play there. There you go. He's gonna come out and he's gonna go down. Just like that, Darshita. Just like that, one squad eliminated and Team Forever, the best start they could ask for.
Started things, Viru ended things. The first finish and the last finish is what Viru got himself with. I mean, what do I say about that? What is happening? The sides of Team Forever, I have seen them being aggressive, but this is a different kind of aggressiveness that this team is holding. I mean, I completely agree for a fact that you just see someone rotating right nearby, or a vehicle sound that you hear, and you just decide to go ham over that specific player. But going right exact behind someone and eliminating them, man oh man, Team Forever. I'm just waiting to see what next is this team planning. On the other side, we have Team Celsius gaining the second position in the previous map. Looking forward to something more. 7C, the last surviving player. I mean, was in the previous map, but right now they are with all 4 surviving players. Prince, a bit low on HP. I don't know what happened. I mean, 1 or 2 HP low. I don't know what exactly happened there back, but again, they are looking good. A split is something that maybe, just maybe, the reason for them shattering down.
I really like his backpack there. The one that with the Egyptian, I don't know, Egyptian kitty? Some Egyptian god there. But yeah, that was looking really, really cute. And we are down to already 59 players. One squad eliminated. That BB. And now Blind, well, they are gonna be, going in as a team in that SUV. Can I call that an SUV? I don't know. But Enigma, Avi, he spots a player there, but he doesn't want to take that fight just yet, right? Because it's 17. They're cruising away, and I think Enigma have spotted them, and I think maybe they want to take this fight. But wait, what is Sarang alone here? Oh no! Wait a second. This is like the plot twist happening here, Darshita. Look at, I mean, Avi almost went towards him, and then he's like, you know what, let's just take a U-turn, and he just leaves him. Enigma, I don't know, maybe respecting the players too much, I guess.
They just decided to say a hi and a goodbye at the same time. They just didn't wanted to get into a fight, but when you talk more about fight, we have TSM and Blind getting into a fight. Blind Blaster is down to the ground, and on the other side, when you talk about one more player from the sides of TSM, that's going to be Shadow OG down to the ground. Ninja has been caught. That's just like 5 HP is surviving on, and I usually call it a magical HP right there is surviving on. He needs to patch himself up as soon as possible, because again, if he gets caught here, he'll be punished, and there's no hope of revival. I do have this split is something that sometimes work in the favor of TSM, but again, after that one isolated player gets caught in a different angle, it makes it really difficult. Now 7C and Enigma, as we were talking about, they just said a hi and a goodbye, but again, they are up to say hi again, and this time I don't know which team it will be saying a goodbye. On the other side, Blind and TSM still fighting it out and figuring it out on how to make out of this fight, or at least eliminate at least one of them.
Those grenades are going to be coming into play pretty soon as well. Not going to be dealing a lot of damage just now, but TSM, they're hoping to find the players on the side of Blind here. Look at Ninja Jod. He's alone there, and he's really far away from Aquanox as well. So if he goes down out in the open, he's going to be finished off instantly. Blind, they're being surrounded by TSM. 7C Prince trying to take down Shadow on the side of NTD right there, but he is not going to be able to do a lot of damage now. He's missing out on... Oh boy, finally connected.
Blind again and again being the first ever team to get eliminated. This is really not good. But Ash, my friend, you don't do that. You don't fall down to your own death. I completely understand. That's Miramar. But again, you need to be a bit more careful. Ash will be finding himself down to the ground. Reason, I don't know. He just, I guess, went off the vehicle, and that's why he hurted himself back a lot.
Actually, that's the second team getting eliminated, because BB was the first one to get eliminated in a great fashion as well. I mean, team forever. I mean, you cannot forget that, right? I mean, when was the last time you saw, these many fights happening, Darshita? In the first 10 minutes. It has been a while. It has been a while. So this game, well, 2 squads eliminated, a player finished off as well. Now that is what we wanted. We wanted some quick action, and they're delivering it to us right now. And HYDRABAD HYDRAS, spots out Pagon and Mini 14 from far away. Well, you gotta control that recoil a bit more, buddy. And he spots out another one, and now he knows that they're coming to third party, or maybe he will reposition himself, and maybe they can third party that particular fight out.
Maybe. On the other side, Insane looking good with all players surviving. They do have vehicles to work around with. Adi a bit far away from his team, but again, they have vehicles, and I don't really see anyone. Okay, my bad. I just saw someone, but not so nearby is what I mean to say. So they are a bit safe and secure. TSM on the other side enjoying on what they got. 4 finishes, really a good way to start it off. And look at the discussion going on right in the boot camp. They all are just discussing on what has happened and how do we gain more and more. On the other side, on the second side back there, we have more fights happening. That's going to be HH. Okay, that's Hyderabad HYDRAS nearby to some team. If I'm not wrong, that's Enigma. So maybe a fight that's about to happen. But again, Enigma, they have decided... okay, there's one player who gets isolated back there. That's going to be Carry. A bit more of difficulties, but cover fire is everything that Carry needs at this point of time to get out of that position. But a 1v1, Italy, right exactly in front of him. Carry trying to be a safe access as he can, but not for a longer period of time, as he will be caught, and that's going to be Carry. Not just onto the ground, but completely eliminated. Team HH losing one of their players again.
Not a good thing. Not a good thing. And the positioning is not great from Enigma. HYDRABAD is also a man down. Oh, he's gonna explode. He's gonna just burn it down. Manti OP. Well. Enigma, on the other hand, they gotta be, feeling the heat right now because of the position that they're in. But there's a buggy as well. And now Manti is like, you know what? I want to take that one down as well. Rex is a bait. Everyone else are just waiting. They have that other vehicle as well. And he spots it. And he will, wait for someone to go in. Beautiful grenade. Not going to be doing a lot of damage. Italy under the hand, trying to take this fight. But Manti, he's not falling for this. He's not going to be falling for it anytime soon. And the backup is here from the side of HYDRABAD HYDRAS. Ace Black making his way towards this fight towards Italy. But here's the thing. While this is all happening, Rex has already repositioned himself with the buggy.
He's black. This man is looking forward to go on a grenade parade on the sides of Team Enigma, but that is not working in his favor. Edley, you need to be a bit more secure of the position you are holding. Reload comes, Ace Black. No, alas, bullet was something that he had. Reload was the reason he couldn't take him down, but never mind. He'll be taking Evo Edley down with the secondary gun that he had for himself. Now Evo Edley, he's been punished right there. Enigma Avi, he's been eliminated already, and if I'm not wrong, that was from the sides of Team 7C. So Enigma, they got themselves into multiple fights. First it was 7C, right now it's Hyderabad Hydras, and I will say that because Hyderabad Hydras right now have good position to work around. But look at the height advantage that they got. Manti is just utilizing his position so beautifully. There's a Kar 98 even, I suppose, in the sides of Eggy back there, but not seeing any kind of connections till now.
Not looking at any fights happening right now in Hyderabad Hydras. Well, they're gonna be repositioning themselves, but Insane on the other hand, look at that. They're still waiting to get those fights happening in their favor. They have one finish. They're looking for more, and I am waiting for Neo. But on the other hand, waiting for Neo, Adi goes down. Unfortunate turn of events for them, but there's Enigma coming in from really far away, so they gotta make sure that they are in safe position. And Neo, well, finally he's not using those grenades anymore. He wants to take this gunfight here, Darshana.
Looking forward to that. The gunfight, a 1v1, a 1v3, 1v4. Everyone is just ready. Insane. One player was down to the ground, as you said, but again, he's been revived back. He's looking good on his HP even. But right now, I'm pretty more excited to see what Team Forever has to serve us now. After getting 4 finishes, after being so aggressive at the start itself, I'm just pretty excited to see on how this fight turns around to be for them. Insane, they have been caught in a complete open area. Now, player 5, Adi, as one player was already down to the ground, he is being revived back, but Sniper Action's Edge, you were waiting for it. I guess your wait is all over. Now the wait is just for the connection. Yeah, finally. That's the reaction even I have right now, because that's something that even I have been waiting for such a long time. Tactical Hitman on the other side, looking forward to gain a bit more of information, because information is everything that you rely on in this game of BGMI.
Is that 47 with the face palm there? I think that's him, right? I think he's dead, so he's just waiting and spectating his team. You can see the disappointment in his face, like, "Arey yaar, sad." That's the look that he has on his face with the face palm as well. But forget about face palm. Talk about taking a nade to the face. Come back. Almost went down there. That was a beautiful grenade from TSM. But there's gonna be a couple of grenades from his side as well. Destro, on the other hand, is down, and he can be out as well, but it's coming. But he's gonna be a smoke grenade being deployed from the side of CHEMIN. Come back here. But TSM, they're everywhere. 3 seconds for the revive, and Aquanox is coming in to take this fight. He's out in the open. They want to take this 2 versus 1. Aqua's taking a bit of damage there, but come back. He's trying to take him down, and Destro goes down on their hand. It's going to be TSM Shadow taking him down, but where is Comeback? Why is he still alive? How is he still alive is the question. 3 players on the side of Kevin goes down. That's Destro, Justin, and Delta PG. Comeback is the only one surviving, and he's going to get taken down. TSM. 8 finishes for them. Already 15 minutes into the game, and no one went down. Keep that in head. No one has gone down just yet. Hold that thought, because there's the team now. Third partying the hell out of TSM.
Beautiful play. Really beautiful play. But one more fight is something that they have been looking forward, and this time it's Team Forever. Now it is the time to see what Team Forever and TSM do. Vero will be taking the sides of Blaze down there, so that's going to be 2 players from the sides of Team TSM down to the ground. Aquanox right exactly behind is waiting for a revival, but again, the way Vero has positioned himself, I doubt the revival is going to be possible. And there you go, Blaze. I doubt he'll be still alive for a longer period of time. Vero is trying his level best to confirm as soon as possible. On the other side, OGs are getting themselves into a fight. 7C, who will be taking 1 player down. That's going to be Entity Noob. That's a direct head connection that 7C got for themselves. Max Kush on the other side, they all are looking forward to completely eliminate the sides of Team TSM. But one thing that they need to remember, that's the sides of Team TSM. Before getting into this fight, they are out of the play zone, and that is not a really good place to take a fight. If you are out of the play zone, you get hit by 2 damages. That's going to be play zone damage and the players dissing your damage. So the position that you are holding, it's gonna be a lot more of difficult. But over on the other side, after already being low on one player, have lost one more of the players, and that's gonna be two players. UOP is being caught by Aditya there. Aditya will be taking one player down, but again he'll be locating himself, compromising his location, and that's gonna be Tactical snatching away that finish from the hands of Team OR.
Oh no, I mean OR is already struggling and Tactical just making it hard for them. It's going to be one of the players inside of 7D going down. That's Savitar and Sarang. They're looking for this fight. It was OG. And on the other hand, Tactical, they're making a name for themselves right now. Trying to make their way back into the fight. Tactical clutch takes on Abrar and OG Ash. He wants this knock onto Prince, but Prince, I mean, just barely survives there. And now repositioning coming into play. On the other hand, Team Forever, West Bolte almost took one of the players in Neo. I can see Neo's name on the kill feed for a second there. But Ash, he wants this. Oh, he lands a beautiful headshot. But was it him? Oh yeah, it was him taking down Savitar there, but not able to finish him just yet. Grenade cooked, in drop. Let's see how good of a a lot of damage. A lot of damage being dealt, and the players are now coming into play, and it's a 4th zone, so it's going to be dealing a bit of damage there, so he's going to be repositioning himself, but I don't think that, that knock has been confirmed. Just Sherbal on the other hand, 7C, they're taking a fight here, Darshita.
7C has got themselves into multiple fights. Now you look at them, they are just getting contested by a lot of teams at the same period of time, but so is the case from the sides of Team TSM. After getting out of the fight with the sides of Team Forever, right now they are facing the sides of Team Insane, and this is the difficulty you face when you rotate late. Now, Aquanox is already so low that it's him barely surviving, and that's going to be him getting eliminated. Team TSM, after getting 8 beautiful finishes, will be getting eliminated completely. 7C, even they are out of the play zone. Play zone will be the reason that Entity Shadow has to depart. So team that are out of the play zone are just facing a lot more of problems. Team Forever looking good with the position, but again, out of the play zone is the reason that they can be contested. Need to look forward on entering the play zone as soon as possible. Look at the split edge 2 and 2, where 2 players are looking forward to the sides of Team Celsius, but again, Daljit is being left isolated back. They're looking forward to regroup. Team Insane, they are in a lot of problems. Team Forever, they have decided to go a bit more aggressive. Adi right exactly in front of them is being caught, but always Bolte gets punished for that move. That's going to be insane. Mac taking him down. Vero right exactly in front. Always Bolte. Daljit even departs a wrong move is what Team Forever is going further with. Viru will be caught as well. Viru down to the ground. Max, the last surviving player. Not sure of what more can be done by the sole surviving player. A move which shouldn't have been taken from the sides of Team Forever.
And the grenade being cooked will be used as well, and Insane, well, he wants to confirm this finish to get that at least one more extra point to their side. And Mac. Wait, is it Neo, the sole survivor, and he's making his way inside right now? Orangutan Gaming on the hand is eliminated with 1 finish and 1 finish only. Max Kush will be confirming that onto Adi, and Neo is taking a lot of damage there. And that zone will be coming into play, and guess what? Max Kush takes Neo down! The star play for the side of Insane is down and out of the server. And so is the entire squad of Insane with 7 finishes. A good game for them. But guess what? That's the end for them in this map number 2. And here we have 7C trying to take down HYDRAS. But Darshita, that was quite a game coming in from Team Forever.
Definitely was. But again, they lost 3 of their players in one specific fight. And the last surviving player, I'm just looking forward to on how long can he survive. On the other side, a sniper action. Finally, 7C Savitar will be connecting one on Ace Black, and that's going to be a Kar 98 getting connected beautifully. Entity Troy, his location as usual has been compromised by the sides of Team 7C, and look at that. One player is just going to go a bit more aggressive, but right exactly in the front, we have the sides of Team Celsius as well. Entity Troy has been caught play zone, doing a lot of damage. That's going to be him getting eliminated. 7C Sar right exactly in front is being caught by multiple direction. Max, beautiful grenade goes exactly right in front of his face. Boom! And that's going to be Sarang down to the ground, completely eliminated by Max. 7C, a wrong move. Prey got even getting finished by the vehicle explosion coming forward, and that's going to be even him getting eliminated completely. 7C, after surviving for so long, a wrong move is something that gets them punished really bad.
One wrong move is all it takes right? You take every step carefully, but one wrong step and you're done. That's it. You cannot do anything else. And look at Manti with the Mini 14 once again. He has been missing quite a few shots, unfortunately. But I mean, he has a really good high ground advantage and a really good position as well. And I don't think anyone has ever spotted him in this position for the past 10 minutes. He's been in the same position. If I'm not wrong, Big C wants to come out in the open. But guess what? Manti this time takes him down. Knocked, not finished. And the last survivor on the side of Team Forever, Max Kush, he will go down. And Savitar once again is in a really bad position. But Apollo takes on Manti. And I was talking about him not being spotted. Well, as soon as he gets spotted, he gets taken down, Darshita.
That is what Miramar is all about, right? Now, at this point of time, all these teams, they are just looking forward to move in the play zone, because at the end of the day, migrating from here to there can be a lot of problems. Marco's gaming again in a complete open position, trying to take one player down, but is he sure of the position? No, it was not, and that's going to be him getting finished for that move. One player down on the sides of Team Marco. So is the case for Enigma. Team HH, a beautiful position that they are having a hold. With some more time, if they continue to dominate in this specific way, it can be them taking the chicken dinner, only and only if the play zone is something that gets in their favor. Again, a beautiful position is what they are holding. On the other side, Marcos Don will be taking one player down, but again, Marcos Don's location has been compromised by Erangel. Surya is looking forward to do a lot more of damage, but eventually registers a lot more of damage on himself, and that's going to be Erangel Surya down to the ground. Team HH, you have the play zone, you have the height advantage, you got everything that you need. Just one wrong step could make you shatter everything and fall apart.
It's not a good thing at all. That shouldn't happen, but they still, as you said, 16, 11 players only right now, because Rex just went down in the hands of Hitman. Right there, tactical. Well, they have 4 finishes themselves, 7 C's on their hands, have 7. So the numbers are matching once again. But look at the positioning coming in from Marcos and Enigma. Tactical kid almost goes down to the side of Enigma. Eggy, Celsius Max actually takes him down, confirms it. Marcos Star goes down to the kid's grenade there. So 2 more squads eliminated in the blink of an eye. Actually, that was a snap of the finger. My bad. But yeah, Enigma Gaming. 2 finishes for them. Marco's only 1, but really good position placement there coming in. 4 squads and 9 players alive right now. We're about to hit that 25-minute mark, and this might very well be the final zone of this particular map up.
Agree with that. Celsius on the other side, 4 finishes. Decent amount of finishes is what I'll frame it like. But again, they have 3 teams right exactly in front of them. So these numbers, they may increase right here. Hyderabad Hydras, I would say they are into a bit of difficulties right now, because, as I said, the zone was favoring them, but right now it is not. So the hopes of them getting the chicken dinners have been declined and completely denied. On the other side, Celsius, they have a good position, right? Exactly 4 on 4 surviving players. Manti, right down him is 7C Savitar. So again, Savitar, he is a bit safe at this moment, but again, if he needs to rotate and get out of that position, get the hell inside the play zone, he needs to move a muscle, and with that, he may get punished for even moving a single muscle out there. Dreams on the other side, Manti, he'll be just jumping down. That location will be compromised, and that's Dreams trying to capitalize on that compromised vacation. But guess what? He'll be taking 1 player down. Erangel Surya right straight front him. But Dreams, he's not able to relocate what position Surya is holding. Max, he's trying to just do as much as he can, but that is not working in their favor.
Unfortunate. That is just unfortunate. Now the grenades. Where are the grenades? That's the thing I'm asking. I'm curious about. Grenades can be thrown, and it's gonna be Max. One of the finishes there on the man TOP. Well, Max throwing in those grenades, and everyone's still alive. But Savitar, he's still alive. The sole survivor has 5 finishes to his name. Can he get any more and make his team, come out on top? You never really know. He can do it. On the other hand, Savitar gets himself another. So that's 6 finishes now, and a really good position as well. But yeah, top 3 finishes, they will take it. Tactical, and now it is gonna be Celsius, and Celsius. They are absolutely incredible. The way that they played throughout the map as well was absolutely beautiful to watch. And yeah, what a way to end things off. right? With those grenades as well. And Savitar, man, for a second, I actually thought that he might get a couple more before going down. Even come out on top, you never really know. But the man advantage that Celsius had, there was nothing that anyone could do.
Match it was, right? So beautiful with the start of Miramar. I just expected it to be really peaceful at the starting 10 minutes, but no, Team Forever, the way they just, you know, what word should I use for the aggressiveness that Team Forever had with the beginning? I just had an hope of them completely going a ham on the entire lobby. But what went wrong is something that we'll be discussing further again, because we as usual have highlights already on our way, just maybe few seconds, and we will be seeing all those moments back again on what has happened, what mistakes these players did. But the position Hyderabad Hydras, yeah, edge.
They had good position. That is what I
Yeah,
was pointing towards. They had a good position, but their execution was not right.
yeah.
Right? I mean, man, he was just going completely. I don't know what he was doing there. He had so many opportunities to take down players. Unfortunately, he didn't take them. I mean, it makes sense because maybe he wanted to secure as many position placements as he can. He did not want to give away his position. But look at what it got them to. Right? It costed them the entire game. They would have had better position points. They would have had much better points for the finishes as well. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And once again, I didn't see any grenades being deployed from them. Now, it is the fact that they were holding on to the same position for at least 10 to 15 minutes means that they couldn't go for the loot. Even if they could finish off someone, they couldn't go for the crate, right? They were just holding on to the same position. So they couldn't refill any of the resources. They had to work with the whatever ammo that they had left. So I think that is not the way that you have to play. As I said, the execution was not there, but the positioning was absolutely beautiful. And the luck, I mean, a bit of luck coming into their way as well because of the play zone. Always favoring them from the start till the end.
Agree with that completely. We saw them having a great chunk of the play zone and enjoying and just sitting and chilling. But again, after having the play zone, we saw Surya going down to the ground multiple times. So even that was something that I was a bit scared of, because at the end of the day, when you have an height advantage to work around with, you have the play zone. It's just you sitting and chilling. I mean, if you keep me in that position, I'll be just sitting and waiting for the upcoming play zone. But again, it completely depends on the strategies that these players have already decided. So over that strategies, team HS Surya, he just was down for 2 or 3 times, whereas teammate, he decided to revive him back. But after the play zone took a great shift there, it was the sides of team HH getting eliminated completely. In the end of the play zone, team Celsius, as you said, they are all of their 4 players surviving. Now, when you come back to this point, it is really important for you to make all your players survive till the end. The only reason being is when you are a sole player surviving and you're a last player surviving, what more can you do? You cannot get yourself into a fight. You cannot defend multiple angles, and at the end of the day, you just keep on hiding yourself away from the fight. So that is the reason you need all your players surviving at the end of the day in the last zones. That is where you can have an eye on multiple angles, try to be more defensive rather than being attacking. Yes, you can be attacking by going in for more and more grenades and trying to take player down. But at the end of the day, Celsius, with having the manpower advantage and a greater
True.
chunk in the play zone, they made it work in their favor, and eventually they get rewarded with a chicken dinner, 15 points for that. The number of finishes they got, I guess it was 4. After that, I didn't really realize on what amount of finishes they had. But again, with the overall standings and everything, we'll get to know that, right?
We will. We will be, looking at the number of finishes that they had and total points that they accumulated for themselves and where they're gonna be, placing themselves after this particular performance. Because it was, I mean, I wouldn't say phenomenal, but the last fight was actually really good. And also they knew that Savita. I think that was Savita. Yeah, that was Savita. They knew where he was exactly, and they know that he's gonna be trying to take advantage of that fight so that he comes out on top. So they didn't fall for that. They made sure that they stay out on top and kept their right foot forward and made sure that they get that chicken dinner for themselves. And also a lot of grenades that final fight, lot of grenades being cooked and thrown. I mean, forget about dealing the damage. Maybe they didn't deal the damage, but at least that makes sure, I mean, that kind of inflicts some kind of fear in your opponents, right? Oh no, that's a grenade. We kind
Yeah.
of have to move into another position, and that's what Savitar took advantage of. There was one player just coming out. Savitar was like, "Yeah, that's a free kill." Boom, and then And then Celsius was like, oh wait, he stole our kill. Why don't we steal there? I mean, why don't we steal his position placement? He takes him down. Instantly, the final one goes down, and then Celsius. It was pretty easy for them at the end because of the manpower, as you said. Having that even one man advantage is gonna come down, pretty huge at the end.
Agree with that. I completely agree with each and everything you say right now because what has happened, I am still not able to get myself out of the second thought of team forever even getting eliminated. Now I guess we already have the highlights on our screen, so we'll be coming back to the point that I was about to say, talking more about the highlights, the way it started. See, team forever, they went a bit more aggressive on the sides of team big brothers, and this aggressiveness, it was pretty obvious because team BB, they had nothing to walk around with, and after getting one and two players down to the ground, it's obvious that the entire squad getting eliminated is something that you look forward to. Now, the sides of Enigma, I guess Avi, he was isolated back here, not sure why, but as usual, an isolated player, he gets contested by all the four players and it's him getting eliminated. TSM did a great job. I mean, Blaze, I would say, specifically played a great job in taking two players down from the sides of Team Blind, and eventually, after Shadow coming out from a different angle, he made sure to take two more. I mean, one and one for his teammate, completely eliminating, and that was Team Blind eventually getting eliminated.
Yep, that was Team Blind going down. TSM had a really good day as well. If you ask me, they were super confident, but the start that Team Forever had gave me really high hopes for them again in this second map. As I said, they might go for three chicken dinners. As soon as they started off the first fight, I was like, maybe I might be right, but then things went south for them, and unfortunately they were not the ones to pull it off. But at the end, I mean, you can see OR, they tried to put up a great fight, right? They were getting those knocks consistently getting those knocks, but unable to confirm the finish. But at the same time, there was one finish. Atanki got the knock, but then I think one of the players on the side of Tactical stole it for him. And there you go. You can see Aditya getting that knock as well, but just couldn't get any finishes. That is why OR, they couldn't get any points this particular game. Now, once again, that is not a great thing, but this particular fight here between, I believe uh, this is Insane versus Team Forever. Yeah, you can see that player Max. He knew he's gonna go down, right? He knows that he cannot revive all his teammates. And for a fact, he knows maybe Neo can take him down, and the zone is really really close as well. So he took took that position into consideration. Took down make sure he finished off the players that were knocked, and then took down Neo, and then just made his way out. That is beautiful decision making. And then here, this is where it all began for Celsius, taking down the players of 7C first, right? Two finishes. They were sitting on 0 up until then, up until 18-minute mark. But then Manti getting one, but then instantly traded out by one of the players on the side of Celsius, if I'm not wrong.
That's going to be the case. The position that I was talking about a while ago, this is something I was talking, right? The position was really beautiful, and with that, Team HS was making it work in their favor. Look at that. Rex, he was down to the ground because of Manti, and he eventually confirmed it, but Celsius, he was the one to snatch away the finish. Now, after Team HS jumped down right here, Celsius was the one to take one player down, and 7C was the one to take another one down. Tactically was the last surviving player again. Not sure of what more could have done there. But coming back to the standings, it's going to be Team Celsius on the first position. Chicken Dinner, 8 finishes, a total of 23 points. A decent map, again, I would say, because we have seen teams taking 30 to 31 points in one single map. So that's the reason I'll be taking it as a decent map for the sides of Team Celsius, but a much needed victory. Tactical on the second position with 21. 7C on the third with 18. Hyderabad Hydras with 10. So is the case for Team Insane on the fifth position and 10 overall points for them.
Well, I told you Tactical might have a good game today, and they did definitely, pull off a really good one here. Team Forever sitting on 9 points in sixth position. TSM sitting on seventh with 9 points as well. Marcos, well, the placement position is there, but there's no finishes. So I think I can call it a relatively good game. But at the end of the day, we all know, right? They're at the bottom of the scorecard, so they need to make some improvement in terms of that. But Enigma Gaming sitting on 2 finishes with 6 total points, 9th position for them. NTD Gaming sitting on 2, Orangutan and OR sitting on 2 as well, 11 and 12 positions. Walkout, no finishes. CHEMIN, no. Blind, nothing. Big Brother, well, disappointment is all that they had in that fight. The first fight, by the way. I don't know what happened. They were peaking one after another. They were never together, all three. Wait, did I just make a rhyme there? Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
I mean, talking about the scorecard again, I mean, you can see CHEMIN, they were at the top, right? I mean, even in the map number one of Erangel, they survived at the till the end. That is the only reason why they were in that third position. Otherwise, frankly speaking, CHEMIN is not having a good day today at all.
Agree with that. No doubts on what you said right now. Kemin zero, blind zero, Big Brother zero. So 0-1, I maybe repeating, but 0-1-2, not a good place to be in. I specifically talk about blind again and again because not even a single point is what Team Blind is getting. Past two maps, Team Blind has accumulated 0 points for themselves, and it is really difficult right now. All the other teams that are on the second sides of the overall standings, they are climbing the stairs up. It is a slow and a steady climb, but it is a climb. Team Blind, they're not getting anything out of one or two maps itself. It can be really dangerous at the end of the day. Now, coming to Team Forever, what all happened there? Team Big Brothers was the team that Team Forever had a fight with in an initial stage. It was Viru who took one player down completely. Coming back to the second and the third player, they were eventually down to the ground. The last player, he had to run for his life. He took a vehicle. He tried to run away, and the only option he got was to hide in a building itself. But again, that building was something that didn't work in his favor. Well, all the players of Team Forever decided to go aggressive on him and completely eliminated. There was Team Big Brothers getting eliminated completely from the sides of Team Forever. But coming to the second fight that Team Forever got themselves into was the sides of Team Insane. Now, Team Insane, there was no player down where Team Forever decided to go more aggressive towards them. There was not even a single player down to the ground, and that is where things went wrong for the sides of Team Forever. When you know that you haven't put down one single player, going more aggressive when Team Insane had the inner wall covers was a huge mistake made, and that is where Team Forever lost three of their players. It was one
Yeah,
last surviving player I still remember. Not sure. It was Mascus, right? I don't know
Max
what
Kushner.
more did that guy do. At the end of the day, one surviving player, he was caught off guard in the play zone, trying to rotate, trying to be a bit more safe and secure, and that's where Team Forever lost a good map for themselves.
Well, a couple of points to be added there. I mean, from my side, I think, see, the fact that Big Brother, the sole survivor, he tried to run away, right? He actually made a good decision to
Yep.
hide in a building, but the bad decision that he made was to park his vehicle there. That
Oh,
that
yeah.
the vehicle was spotted, and that, I mean, that's the only reason why the side of Team Forever could spot him that easily and go into the exact same building that he was in. And then at the fight, that Insane versus Forever fight, Insane should have come out on top. But if you notice, Neo was in the back lanes. You don't see that. You usually see him being the one in the front lane trying to deal a lot of damage. But that particular fight, he was hiding. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was going in for the flank, or maybe it was the other direction that he was going. Right? It was the other way around this time, and then he went down. And then he, at the same time, he's the kind of guy that tries to help his teammate as much as he can. He peeks out to get that revive, but then Max Kush does manage to somehow take him down.
I mean, when we discuss one fight, we get to realize that so much has happened. But talking about so much, CHEMIN Esports still at the top with a total of 121 for themselves. More than 15 points difference is what they still have from the sides of Team Enigma with a total of 104 for them. Team Forever, a great climb that they got directly on the third position with a total of 97. Entity on the fourth with 96. Celsius on the fifth with a total of 86. Again, a 10 points difference.
What a jump by 7-0, on the other hand. But we'll talk about them. Celsius sitting on 86 after the chicken dinner right now. Walkouts as well have a really good position for themselves. Sixth position, 85 points, just one away from that fifth position. Tactical Esports, well, no chicken dinners, and they still are in a really good spot. 7C, on the other hand, no chicken dinners for themselves as well, but 36 finishes, 40 position points, and 76 overall points. Then these are the top 8 teams for now, right? But once again, if you look at it, Enigma, they could have how many is it? 6, 4, 8 points in 2 games. Is it? Yeah, it's just 8 points in 2 games. Now that is not good at all, especially for a team like Enigma.
Agree with that completely. 8 points in two maps, a bit difficult to digest, but again, they have two more opportunities. So maybe that is somewhere that they can, eventually make it work in their favor. But again, the second sides of overall rankings. Now, this is the point that needs this. These are the teams I would say that needs to be a bit more careful because it's the last two chance left for them on this third day itself. Hyderabad Hydras with 73, Team Insane with 72, a single point difference. Team Big Brothers. The previous match was not really good for them as they got eliminated. The first team to get eliminated. So eventually that's going to be 70 total for them. OG 56. Difference is huge, right? 70 and 56, a huge difference is what these teams have. TSM on the 13th with 54, OR on the 14th with 47, Marcos and Blind. Coming back to them again and again because the numbers that I mean, CHEMIN on the first is having 121. That's a not that's more than 90 points difference that they have in total. So these specific teams they need to be really really careful about each and every step that they take in one single map. Coming back to the point that I was talking, it was just two maps remaining, Erangel and Miramar. What do you think, Edge? As you know, Sam will be the one joining me in the next map. So before you go, before you just take a small break, I really want to know what do you think about the upcoming map.
Well, talking about Erangel, right? I still think Team Forever has a really good chance of, getting that chicken dinner again, because they were confident. The first things first, they were confident. The execution might have messed up a bit, but the movement and the process was good. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. But I still, as you said, I want to see those teams at the bottom to make their way to the top to the first half of the scoreboard. And with that, I believe it's time for me to step down and for Lucy to come back to the desk.
Yep, I'm here, and we are going to be looking forward to a wrangle. Edge. I mean, it needs to be kind of really, really. I'm not too sure how to say this, but Team Forever, as Edge also mentioned, they'll be looking forward to another chicken dinner. They started off really, really well. Darshita, I'm looking forward to how it's going to be panning out. Teams are ready, but there are a couple of teams which were not actually on the top. Those teams right now, if I want to mention, it's going to be Insane as well as Big Brother Esports. They were on the first page today. As we see them on day 3, it's not looking good. They have been pushed down to the second page. So let's see if day 3, at least the last two maps are going to be better for them. Flight path, as it is right in front of your screens, it's going to be starting close to Stalber and Kameshki, and it will be ending a little bit in the northern ends of Quarry. But now, talking about teams will be having an easy position in the map, it's going to be NTT. They'll have easy chance to get into Severny.
A good day for them, a good map for them is what I'll say. But again, if you ask me for the zone, please take me to military base and nowhere. I mean, a complete hard shift is something that I've been asking for. Please do that to me because the previous matchup, I still remember we had the play zone right up in the areas of Stalbert and Yasna. So why not down to Nowhere, Upnoy, and military base? Please, I mean, I'm not going until that is happening and I'll be denied once again. Okay, over to you, Sam. I'm not saying anything henceforth.
Darshita, it's bound to happen, right? You're asking BGMI gods for a zone that you want. They deny the players, and we are casters here. So it's not going to be happening. I mean, yes, BGMI gods, as they favor in a couple of maps to the teams, they're going to be trying favoring you as well. But you have to wait for your opportunity. But as you said, this time the circle, it's going to be in the northern and central eastern sides. So majority of the Everest, Georgiopol, Hospital, Quarry, all these regions will be left out. But again, a good rotation that can be done. But Celsius, after getting their chicken dinner, they're already looking forward to catching players who are right now parachuting themselves to their drop location. Apollo, unfortunately, does not find any of those connections, but still has a sniper on hand. I think that sniper, it's going to be very difficult, especially when players are moving. But Team Forever, again, they're starting off brilliantly, get their initial knock and finish on Insane.
It's different. If you ask me, this time it's different because Daljit, he is isolated and away from his entire team. But 7C Sarang has been caught there. Direct head connection.
Oh,
Vehicle right over Sarang, my friend. You are into difficulties, and there you go. Apollo will be making sure to eliminate him completely, but right exactly in front, he has two players standing. So that is something that he needs to be careful about. But there you go. He'll be confirming. Dreams was looking forward to entirely eliminate by the vehicle itself, but Apollo had different plans, and that's going to be one player from Team 7C getting eliminated. Others right exactly nearby, just wondering what can be done.
let's see what can be done. Celsius, they did not give up, right? They spotted a player from 7C who was parachuting, so they said, let's just find where they're going, where they're trailing, and they got that initial knock and finish. Yes, the other players were there, but you can see the loot on them. They have nothing to play with. I mean, if they would have actually kind of risked it and called Spray God in, he could have done the initial damage, but do you think he would have a chance to get that finish? And that's what happened. They made sure, irrespective that they had the casualty, look forward to the future, look forward to the brighter side, maybe coming on top in the later stages. Because we have seen teams with the 3 players still doing a fantastic job and making sure they're on the top. So let's see how team Insane as well as 7C kind of re-strategize in the game.
Agree with that. Insane. Right now, the previous match, if we talk about that, not so good, but again a decent one. So right now, the number is really good on the overall standing. There's just that one on the chicken dinner is something that is left out. So that is something that I'm looking forward to. Right now, they have lost one of their players. That's going to be Max. So this team, they need to be a bit more careful. There was a sniper right down there, but I guess he won't be going in for any kind of sniper actions, and AR is something that he'll be preferring more. Everyone is looking good with all that they need. Hospital is something that they are looking forward to. OR on the other hand, 3 players. Now this is a point of concern for the entire team.
It's going to be a point of concern for a lot of the teams, especially when they're down in the overall standings. So they have to find a way to be better. I mean, we as casters, we might be saying find a way to be better, but it is teams actually getting better every day as we progress. You can see Team Forever, they're popping off. Celsius, yes, they did kind of build a momentum yesterday on day 1 as well, and today they're finally getting their chicken dinner as well. So I'm hoping for that to happen for OR as well very soon. They have been building their momentum slow and steady. A couple of matches here and there has been working out. We did see that yesterday, but now already having kind of a player down, I mean, yes, it's not a casualty, but they're just playing as a 3-man squad, will put them in a little bit of a difficult situation. Well, let's hope they come out and, just as I was saying for the previous 2 teams who had lost their early players, have a chance to make sure they can make a comeback even with just a 3-player squad. Enigma, I mean, yes, they're at the 2nd position, Darshita, but they have to find a way to come on the top because CHEMIN, they're right now ruling the 1st position for 2 days and they're strong.
The points difference is something that is more interesting.
Yes.
They have to come on the top, but make sure that the difference. Eggy. Okay, that's just a mishap happening there. But coming back to the point I was talking about, Sam, they need to come on the top, but make sure that the difference that Team ESPORTS has created right now is something that they even create, because coming on the top is a bit easy, not so easy, but again a bit easy. What is difficult is staying on the top continuously. So maybe that is something that needs to have a more focus. But right now, let's focus on the fight that we may see coming from the sides of Team Tactical and Walkouts. Hitman, was right exactly in those compounds where
So
Walkouts were
close.
looking forward to. So close, but again, Hitman decides to go a bit far and not engage himself in any kinds of fight. But wait, he will go for that fight.
I mean, he wanted to regroup with his teammates and then look forward to the fight. That's what is happening. But again, Walkouts, they also have a compound. So this fight to happen, one of these 2 teams need to make a move and push further. So I think Walkouts might not be taking that move. I mean, they might have heard the vehicle, but they also understand this is way too early in Erangel to pick a fight and maybe even kind of prove as becoming a casualty for their own team. yes, scoping in for information is going to be a good call, and that's what popping of windows. They're looking forward to information. I mean, yes, they've kind of little bit given away their information, but it does not matter, right? They have an entire compound under control. Hitman being the very cautious player, making sure he's a little bit out in the open just to make sure that if any players from walkout start pushing up, he's able to stop them. But talking about TSM, I mean, I did see them fight on Miramar. It was looking brilliant, but again, it's going to be a long journey, Darshita.
It is definitely. Now I do see them getting into a fight. Maybe, just maybe, because the players are a bit far away, Sam. And at this point of time, getting into a mid-range fight or a long-range fight is something that may not work in their favor. Because again, this area is a complete open area, and there's no height advantage that will eventually work in your favor. So that is something that they need to keep in their mind before getting into any kinds of fight. So maybe they are just looking forward to inner wall cover a great compound to work around with, because the play zone is something that everybody is having their eye on. And I guess most of 90% of the teams have already have their good chunk in their play zone. So I really doubt that we do have any fights in the upcoming 2 minutes, just 2 minutes.
I agree with you. It's going to be fight starting off in just 2 minutes. I mean, even before that, but also the circle will be pushing in. And also, as we keep seeing, right, teams being eliminated during rotation. Now, Entity there in their rotation, yes, they were completely to the north at Severny going for the loot. They've gotten that. You can see level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, level 3 backpack, so many first aid medkits, bandages, boosters that they have. They can be really happy about it. But now it's time. The 10-minute mark is about to come through. Yes, there's just 1 minute more, but before that, the circle will be shifting, and it's going to be taking a huge eastern shift. And right now, when we saw the first one, it was a northeastern one. But now you can see from the west sides of the circle, so many teams entering. Celsius, Enigma, as well as another team completely on the top, Big Brother Esports at Yasnaya. These three teams can be comfortable, Darshita, in terms of their position. But the western cluster that we are seeing, we are going to be seeing a lot of fights during these rotations.
Eastern circle, a hard shift. That's something I'm looking forward to. But Team Forever, they have been caught while their rotations. So rotational clashes is something that we always keep on talking about. Daljit, he's been hitting a lot of damage on himself, but Ace Black, TSM will be getting into a fight back there. That's going to be Ace Black down to the ground. He needs to be revived back, but there's just vehicle all. I'm not sure what exactly is happening. Vehicle all around. HH there. Oh, that's tactical even there. What is exactly happening? Hitman is right exactly in the front. Nanti will be deciding to go a bit more further, but again, come back to his team because one of his players is already down to the ground and there's one team right exactly in the front. So if they try and engage to one third party there, it may cause the entire team to go down. Marcos will be taking one of the sides of OR. That's going to be H Ace Black getting confirmed from the sides of team TSM Shadow OG.
Right now, it needs to be TSM looking forward to a lot more. They've already taken one player down. This is the opportunity if they want finishes. But on the other end, Insane and Marcos are on a fight of their own. It was blows being exchanged, knocks being dealt to each other. But let's see who's going to be coming on top. But it looks like Marcos, they're also finding another team that's going to be OR. And OR's player, Aru, he has been confirmed. Not just a knock, that's going to be a direct finish coming through. Unfortunate, and it looks like OR are about to start faltering again. Aditya is in the close compound and Marcos, they have an advantage. And I think Aditya is the last surviving player as well because Atanki is also down and we saw Aru also being confirmed. So Marcos, they have an advantage. They have all their 4 players going for them and they have to just push Aditya because the other player is very low. But a brilliant grenade connection coming through. Ghosty was so very low, but on the other end, Don, he gets confirmed. And not in terms of not a finish but a knock, but on the other end, Atanki, he'll be finished off. So Aditya, let's see what he can pull off with a grenade. He did do the damage. Now right now he finds another one and he finds the confirmation on Ghosty. He's pushing up. Let's see if he can find a lot more for at least 2 players being finished off. Aditya has found one for himself.
Oh man, Aditya, he took 2 players down. He confirmed one right now and is looking forward to do a confirmation on the second itself. But guess what? The second player is being revived, is being caught again by Aditya's location, is being compromised, but Star, he is even up with the information. So Aditya now, he has to face 3 players at the same time. And Aditya has been into a lot more of difficulties because he's the last surviving player, not sure of what more he can do, just going on the other side of the wall, making sure that he is into a bit of safe position. Jump shots getting connected, a bit of damage being dealt again, relocating himself, trying to go in for some more jump shots, not sure of how long it's going to be the case. Will be caught. And punished. That's gonna be Team OR getting eliminated. And trust me, Sam, when Aditya took 2 players down, I just had a second thought of him eliminating the squad entirely, but insane! They will be hearing everything that's happening up there, and Adi will be the one to take 1 player down from the sides of Team Marcos.
I mean, Adi, he's found one, but still, look at him. He's not giving up. But out in the open is going to be insane, but the timing is going to be correct. It is a 3v3 fight. Player 5, he needs to jump into the compounds right now. He cannot wait it out. The wall is going to be preventing him, but he needs to get inside the building. The grenade is ready to pop off. Dion is very low. The grenade comes through, but he'll be able to dodge. A chip damage has been done. Another grenade, I think, from a different direction, from a different player from Insane. It has found the connection on Star, but Don playing in a brilliant angle. He can have and actually get a couple of finishes, but Dion, he was looking forward to push out in the open, but player 5's grenade cooked brilliantly, gets that knock initially, and this is the opening that they can start pushing in. But Dion, he has no chances of getting revived because the chaos is already started off. Insane Adi holding it off, and Dion will be confirmed. A 2v3 situation, kind of. I can say it's still a 2v2 because the two players are right now in very close quarters, but player 5, he gets knocked. Now Neo, he's the one who's in the compound. Now if Neo gets eliminated, Darshita, we know what's about to happen. Insane might just get finished off one after another.
Agree with that completely. Player 5 has been revived back to his life. Adi, Neo, Adi, you need to step further, my friend. You need to do that because the revival is being provided. But a great cover fire right up. But
still
that doesn't work. Still, the sides of Team Marcos will be taking Insane down. So Adi, he is the last surviving player from the sides of Team Insane, and that is what you said, Sam, a while ago. That if Neo gets down to the ground, that's done for the sides of Team Insane. Adi, the only thing that can be done is get out of that fight or fight and make sure that your players are alive. And the only option that he's looking forward to is get the hell out of that fight, not go down and play for the position points.
Exactly, that's what is happening here. Adi, he'll be running away. He knows there's nothing else that can be done. The fight is gone. Players have started falling apart, but what a way to try to go for a third party and fall apart themselves. Yes, they get one finish, but worth of losing 2 players in that one finish. I mean, second thinking is going to be something that Insane needs to start doing. We keep talking about this, right? You don't have to overthink. Just go in and do it. This time, I think, without thinking also, Insane just went in for a fight and they got a lot of damage being dished. Adi, yes, he was providing the cover fire, but making use of the Uzi at the close range angle, and we know how disastrous that weapon is. Last player, Adi, he also was spotted just now as we were seeing from Enigma's end, but because of his swivelly movement, he was able to make his run successful and hide himself to at least a later point of time when in the last few fights maybe he can come up, look forward to finish. But on the other end, CHEMIN, they know that every team will be looking forward to start denying them the points, and that's the reason they themselves are initiating the fights. And 7C Prince, he has been spotted, and already 7C also have a casualty, so they are also a 3-man squad.
They are trying to initiate the fights themselves since the beginning. The card is not working in their favor because, Team CHEMIN, they have accumulated points, I would say, by just the placement points and no finish points. So that is something they need to be a bit more careful about. Talking about the play zone, I mean, this is something that I was expecting, maybe not exactly, but somewhere nearby mentioned. So, yes, a play zone that is taking a shift near the areas of mention, and trust me, the upcoming play zone is just gonna go in a complete open area. On the other side, Enigma again with that grenade will be taking 1 player down. Comeback will be caught on a different angle, and that's gonna be Celsius Dreams just shattering the enemy's dreams there. But Celsius Apollo gets eliminated there. So Team CHEMIN, no, that's 1 player down to the ground. Max is right exactly in the front of him. Destro is the last surviving player, trying to do as much as he can, but Justin right exactly in front of it. From the sides of Vixie there will be taking down 1 more player. Max is the last surviving player. Apollo right exactly in the front. Justin trying to dish a lot of damage, but the open area is something that is just fighting them back a lot. Apollo is being caught, but Destro gets punished for the move he makes, and Justin now is the last hope that CHEMIN Esports have for themselves. An entity, they can make a third party any moment now.
Right now Entity can make a third party, but the way Celsius and CHEMIN are still fighting against each other, Max, he knows the main crucial thing right now is going to get the numbers up, and he's going in for the revive, gets that revive online, but spots Delta PG, immediately eliminates him. He's one of the top fraggers. Justin has also been spotted. The spray is coming through. Max is denying CHEMIN's Justin to push up. Vixie will be patching himself up. After the patch, he'll be looking forward to push up, but Justin, the last surviving player, can he pick off the few players from Celsius who are here and there? But in the meantime, 7C Prince, who was already spotted from a different team. He's finally confirmed from Big Brother Esports. On the other end, also we can see in the finish feed, OG AKOP, he'll be finding a player from Blind, so it's going to be getting difficult. Walkouts also finding the player from Celsius Max, and Max was the one who got in the revive, so it's getting difficult for them. Tactical also start pushing in, and Celsius, unfortunate for them, third and fourth parties happening from different directions, and they will be eliminated, and somehow CHEMIN's Justin still survives.
Is just trying to run away for his life, because at the end of the day, position points is something that they need to look forward to. But walkouts, they have got the sides of Team Tactical. So the Team Tactical, which decided to go in for a third party on the sides of Team Celsius, facing themselves a third party from the sides of Team Walkout, will be taking one player down. That's going to be Mr. Spray, even down to the ground. Tactical with one finish, two surviving players. Hitman right exactly in the front, trying to go back, because right now surviving is everything that he is looking forward to. His teammate is really low on his HP. Look at K47 is surviving on the magical HP, but Justin right exactly in front of him. Hitman has been caught on a different angle. TSM Blaze will be punished there. Hitman down to the ground. That's going to be Justin, not just taking him down but eliminating him completely. CHEMIN Esports looking for a revenge. The revenge will be taking 50%.
Justin, the last surviving player, still doing the damage. Let's see how long he does it. But now ENIGMA, they've found the players from TSM. Blaze OP's confirmation does come through. Ninja Jord has been knocked, so it's going to be very difficult. On the other end, if you talk about Big Brother Esports, they already found one player. That's going to be 7C Prince. But now they've also spotted, I guess this should be the last player, Spray God. The grenades are coming through. It might find and do a lot damage, but the smoke is preventing the vision, and that's the reason Akshu is unable to read it. But on the other end, as we said, ENIGMA already picking up a fight with TSM. They found another player. That's going to be Shadow, but Akshu, along with his other teammates, Hellgod, will be assisting in finishing off 7C, and 7C will be eliminated with no finishes at all. But walkouts, a long range fight that they are picking it up. They've spotted the players from Big Brother Esports, and Big Brother Esports, the circle has shifted completely to the western end. So right now, the circle is just playing with every team. Darshita, it's making life so difficult, and Big Brother Esports, they might be out in the open, but they still have a lot in terms of area and grasslands which they can cover. But look at that grenade coming in from Aquanox, the best retaliation to push back ENIGMA, and now they've kind of subdued themselves to slow down the fight.
A beautiful grenade it was, but unfortunately Team TSM gets eliminated. ENIGMA on the other side, one player was down to the ground, gets revived back by Evo Edley. So that's going to be 3 players with 6 finishes. Right now this is a good deal for ENIGMA, because they have made themselves in the top 10, and top 5 is something that they need to look further. But look at Hyderabad HYDRAS. Look at Carry. This man is just sitting right exactly in the center a while ago and just enjoying. Now, as he's in the center of the play zone, there's a lot of damage that he has to deal, and a lot of damage he needs to provide as well. But on the other side, when you talk about Team Forever, it's one finish at the beginning itself that they got for themselves. But CHEMIN Esports, Justin was the last surviving player, gets caught and gets eliminated there. And their Team Forever, they may have to get into a fight right now to get out of that position, because Team Entity is right exactly in front of them. Walkouts eventually getting into a fight will be punished for that moment, and that's going to be Entity Shadow taking him down back there. UOB is a Viscod trying to rotate, trying to do a lot of damage on Viscod, but unfortunately that is something that is not working in his favor, and eventually he'll be compromising himself there and there.
See if this is going to be difficult. Walkouts, yes, they do have a casualty. UAOP needs to be revived, but the grenade coming in does a lot more in terms of damage, and UAOP will be confirmed. Viscod still looking forward to doing the damage. I'm not even too sure how he's playing around his own buggy, and finally gets spotted from Beard Baba, and Beard Baba will be getting a knock, and he's looking forward to the finish as well. As the vehicle bursts, he will be getting that confirmation, but still OG players are there. They did not provide the necessary cover at the right time, because of which they've now lost the player. But on the other end, Team Forever, they picked up the fight very early on, but they've survived till this 5th circle without doing any noise. They have all their 4 players going for them, Darshita, and I think there might be another chicken dinner for them around the corner, but they have to play smart, because Big Brother Esports as well as Entity, they also have all their 4 players surviving.
I agree with that. Akshu is live and being caught in a different angle by Crawl Rage that is trying to dish a lot of damage, and Akshu is alive there. Damages, yes, is something that he needs to be up with. But again, that's going to be one more player getting eliminated, and Detroit is being caught in a different angle, and that's going to be BB just raining havoc on the sides of these teams. Now, look at the mini map there. There's one side where it is up with all the players, and on the other side, it's completely empty, and that is the position that everyone is looking forward to. With the upcoming shrink in the play zone, Team BB got a greater opportunity to enter the play zone only if they play a bit smarter. Entity Troy is finding himself down to the ground, is just waiting to be revived back, but BB, they can be caught into a complete open areas. Walkouts, they got eliminated on the 8th position. Enigma Eggy is being caught by Viru. Team Forever, as you said, they need to play smart to get that victory, and if they get that, Team CHEMIN Esports on the top may be dragged down, and we may see Team Forever up there.
Exactly, Team Forever, they're already at the 3rd position, so hoping for that to happen. And just like they, I would say, at the last chance got themselves qualified into the grand finals, they might be actually eyeing their way into the title. They want it, and if they're able to get it in their stronghold in the early on stages, they might as well do it. But right now, Enigma still retaliating. Hyderabad, HYDRAS carry will be knocked with the brilliant grenade. OG is also fighting it out. They'll be able to find Team Forever's player, and Team Forever players are falling apart one after another, but it's all about to be only Daljit to help it out, and he does. The 3 players knocked, they're very close to each other. Daljit needs to prop up a lot of smokes, but I think they do not have the smokes. But on the other end, grenades are being I would say, utilized a lot more from Enigma, and they're finding a lot more players from Hyderabad HYDRAS, and I think they should find the confirmation as well. Evo Edley confirms Manti OP, and I think it should be time to finish off Hyderabad HYDRAS. Evil Surya is also falling apart, and Evo Idli, unfortunate for him, gets knocked by the play zone. And this is why we say you need to pick your fights, but also need to pay attention to the play zone. And this time, Avi, unfortunate, does get Evo Idli unfortunately gets knocked to the play zone, and there's no time to revive him, so they have to leave him and let him to bleed out. Hyderabad HYDRAS, as I said, the confirmation comes through. They have been eliminated. Insane Adi, the last surviving player, is still here, Darshita. He has already found an finish, but the vehicle sound has already been heard from the players from NTT. But NTT, look at them, 7 finishes in Erangel. They're looking strong, ready to fight with any other team that comes in right in front of them. So I think it's going to be difficult to fight out with NTT because of the aggression, and also, I would say, how can you put it, the firepower that they've had with the confidence being built.
Team Forever on the other side, look at the damage being dealt. Daljit, again and again, he's being the last player to survive. Insane Adi is up with the information. This grenade can really just...
Adi!
Oh my god, Adi, the grenade was just so pinpoint precise. Right now, Daljit, he is the lone survivor from the sides of Team Forever. Adi is up with the information. He's going for one more grenade up there, just with the hope of this getting connected. But no, it doesn't. Daljit decided to go off. That's going to be Maskash still alive. So Daljit, he's doing his part, he's doing the job, he's doing all that he can, but out of all this team entity, one player is exactly right in the building, holding that position. One player outside in the complete open area, looking forward to going for a Molotov's connection, because Adi, he has compromised his location. 8 finishes, as you said, Sam, a beautiful number, but right now they need to concentrate on getting 15 more for that chicken dinner. There you go, Daljit, the beast comes out, takes one player down to the ground, looking forward to more and more, but needs to be a bit more careful because they are right exactly the play zone, and that is the place that can be really devastating. Grenades are being chucked off, grenades are being rained there back at the sides of Team Enigma.
Exactly, right now Team Forever, they also need to pay attention to the circle. They need to start pushing up, because if they don't, the play zone, just like it was doing the early on damage for Enigma, it might do to them, especially because they are only the 2 players, and Daljit has the both finishes that his entire team has now. Maxkish needs to provide as much as cover that Daljit can play around with and let his aggression go forward. Adi still doing the damage. He spotted the players from NTT who are looking forward to push themselves into the circle. The damage has been done from Maxkish actually on Crawl Rage, but Daljit, this is where you had to provide the cover, and Daljit gets knocked. Now it's all up to Maxkish, because the vehicle next to him also gets bursted from Big Brother Esports Scream, and now Maxkish, can he find at least one finish? It looks like he is done, but oh no, it was play zone finishing off Adi. Unfortunate, he spotted him out, did do the initial damage, but the play zone had done majority of the chunk, and that's the reason he did not get that finish. But NTT, they still have their players surviving. I'm looking forward to what Big Brother Esports are doing, but NTT Shadow find another one for their team, and that's going to be the end. Unfortunately, the last surviving player that was there. It does happen, but right now let's see if NTT, Big Brother Esports, or is it going to be Enigma?
questions even I do have, Sam, right now, but the situation is more interesting. Beastopia will be down to the ground because of the vehicle explosion right next to him. Now, Shadow is looking forward to going for a grenade. Akshay is alive. His position has been compromised, and with that grenade, the boost there, two players getting eliminated. Entity Shadow making sure to not let these players be alive anymore. On the other side, please be location compromised. Shadow will be taking one more. He will be right exactly in front of him. Shadow, he is just screaming havoc. One more.
Eggy
takes down.
what?
1v3 is what he can pull off.
He did it!
He does that. That's gonna be. Oh my god.
Shadow? I mean, he was not playing in the shadows, Darshita. He was playing in the open. I mean, yes, there was a boulder that he was playing around with, but okay. Somebody needs to calm down Shadow right now. The way that man has functioned, a 1v3, especially in a winner-winner chicken dinner moment, that is not at all easy, Darshita, to pull off. The pressure at that moment, the pressure at the last circle is going to be humongous. And you saw the initial connections after he dealt a knock came immediately from Evo Idli. Evo Idli immediately retaliated with his I would say right flank for, I'm pretty sure, Shadow, but a left flank is what he was doing. But oh my god, that was so close. But the way he immediately retaliated, and look at that, Eggy was running out in the open. Why was that call even made from Eggy? I have no clue. But after that, he does punish Eggy. And also his bullets get over. Immediately Eggy retaliates. But what does he do? He immediately gets back into the boulder and pops up another gun which was already there in his back. I mean, hanging on his back. And immediately props it up and makes brilliant use of it. This is why we say that you need to act quick. And that's what Shadow did from NTT. I mean, they had bound to win the chicken dinner for themselves, Darshita. They had all the players going on for them, but unfortunately a couple of grenades coming here and there, and the exchange was not there, because of which Big Brother Esports did the damage on NTT. But yes, NTT were also able to retaliate. But I don't know how to put this in a proper sentence that makes this seem possible, because it shouldn't have. As I was saying, right, Big Brother Esports with grenades and NTT with grenades, exchange of blows, NTT got eliminated. Enigma should have found the opening, but they made the mistake of going in for a 1v1v1v fight, and Shadow capitalized. I know what you're like still thinking, like, did we just see that happen?
1v2 and then a 1v3. 5 finishes. Take me to the highlights. I want to see that again. That's
exactly
all I can see right now. Man, oh man. I'm just still going crazy. Look at that. You were actually right exactly in front of him. Shadow, he took one player down. Then he did the damage on the other as well. Eggy was right exactly in the front. Yes, Shadow, he hit back a lot of damage. But there you go. I mean, the production, they were really excited even to show us what yeah, a big thank you to the production itself for showing us what happened there. There was a 1v2 before, and then the last 1v3. I'm still trying to calm myself down on what we saw a while ago, because trust me or not, I was jumping on my chair right here behind, just seeing this man going crazy, completely crazy, raining havoc on the sides. I don't know, what do I frame it like?
I needed this energy boost.
Oh yeah, please share it with me too.
I mean, I hope it reaches to you. That's how I'll be trying to give it to you. But yes, Shadow, kudos to you, man. The way he pulled this off was brilliant. But it's Erangel. So I think as we talked, right, Team Forever also did have a chance. They had to play smart. Yes, they were playing smart, but the initial, I would say, vehicle push there where they wanted to pick up a fight with OG, I guess, but did not have the information, because of which OG did the initial damage, and Daljit did try to recover all their players. He was recovering them one by one, but Adi also heard their noise, and Adi started throwing down the grenades, and that grenade was the reason that Team Forever, the control that they had, they completely started losing it. I mean, Daljit still made it work, even though OG dealt 3 knocks on their players. Daljit was able to retaliate, finish off OG, and then looking forward to reviving the players. But Adi acted like an obstacle over there, and made sure that they're kind of, you say, right, becoming a little bit of a menace over there. That's what Adi did from Insane. But again, kudos to Adi as well, the last surviving player. he did pick up a couple of finishes before going down.
With that, coming to more, more if we have discussions on the sides of Team Blind, Team Marcos, these teams, they were looking good. I mean, till a specific point of time, I would say again and again that these teams, they do look good. But when it comes to the end zone where, multiple teams starts to fight, when you don't know that where you can get third party of, this is where the problems starts, right?
Yes.
Now I still remember there was one fight happening where a third party took place from the sides of Team Tactical. Team Tactical, they decided to go in for a third party. Yes, it was a good decision because the fight was in a complete open area. But again, Team Tactical, the way they took this opportunity eventually led them itself into a third party where walkouts
Yep.
made sure to capitalize on that, opportunity. And at the end of the day, it's done, right? After
Oh
after
yes.
you trying to go in for a party, eventually you get the taste of your own medicine, and that's where you feel that it's a bit sour, and the team getting eliminated completely.
I want to add on to that, Darshita.
Yep.
It was both walkouts as well as tactical who wanted to kind of go for a third party. Both of them called that, and it was a fight between Celsius and CHEMIN. Celsius did come on top of it. Justin was the last surviving player, and both of these teams looked forward to pushing together. And the main reason that both of them kind of did not have a clue of this third party happening is because they were coming in two different directions, and there was a ridge. There was kind of a little bit of a steep, kind of a small hill, if you want to call it, because of which they did not have clear visions. What did walkouts do? They pushed up really close. They got the ridge control for themselves, and they started spotting the players from tactical. That's the reason this third party kind of acted as another third party on top of them. But the start, Celsius, the way this team played, first found that solo player from 7C. I'll be feeling really sad for that solo player parachuting down. Immediately he gets followed, and Celsius punish him. But after that, the fight between Celsius and CHEMIN itself, if there wasn't a third party there, Vixie along with, I think, Ghost or Max, yes, Vixie and
No,
Max,
yeah.
these two players could have done a lot. They were going in for the revives, but as you said, there a third party that came in from tactical as well as walkouts was the reason that unfortunately Celsius, they got eliminated. Otherwise, we could have seen Celsius maybe coming close to be the top 5 teams of Erangel as well.
See, this happens, right? When you take a fight in a complete open area and when you prolong it even a bit, that's eventually not just your enemy team, but even you getting eliminated. We have seen this happening
Yes.
multiple times, even more than 2 or 3 minutes. 3 minutes is even a long period of time, I would say. One fight gets prolonged, and that's going to be end of both of the teams. But talking more and more, I come to this point that there's just one last map remaining. But before that, let's just have a quick highlights again. Coming to what has passed in this entire map, TSM, HH, they got themselves into a fight. Ace Black was confirmed. OR and Marcos even engaged themselves. Aditya, the way that grenade was, it was beautiful. But again, what happened next was insane. Decide to go in for a third party, and that's where difficulties for the sides of Team Marcos
Yes.
increased. But they capitalized it, or they capitalized on it no matter what.
They held that edge of that wall, clinged onto it, and immediately sudden peaked. I mean, we call it jiggle peak as well. I will also call it sudden peaked over there, because of which Adi was not ready. But on the other hand, look at this. Justin, he was retaliating. I think Destro was very, very low. He had to also come up good, but that did not happen. But Justin dealt so many knocks, but unfortunately, Max immediately who got revived patched himself up and then immediately started rushing in. Vixie was also patching himself up, and that's where the rush came in from tactical. And finally, when he was spotted, that was the end, and Celsius got eliminated one after another. And this is what I was talking. The ridge fight advantage is what walkouts got. Yes, the spray and the retaliation was there from Hitman, but it was not enough, and walkouts were able to capitalize. They also found a long range fight with Big Burger Esports. We did also mention that, but not a complete capitalization. But the way Enigma was playing right at the edges of the play zone, trying to prevent teams one after another, was just brilliant to see. But unfortunate that the last fight they could not strategize themselves.
Coming next to Entity, it was Troy, who was already down to the ground. Shadow was looking forward to revive him, but Team Forever, as we're talking about them, at this point of time, I guess Team Forever, all the players were down to the ground, and the last solo surviving player, he was into a lot more of difficulties. Evo Idley, again, out of the play zone, he dealt a lot of damage back on himself, but he patched himself up. He tried to retaliate as much as possible. Team Forever was left back with two surviving players, but again, what Team Forever gains out of this match is a good amount of points, because three finishes and somewhere, I guess, five or six placement points is what they get. So maybe just they will be trying to hold in their position and not just climb up more. But Entity Shadow, this man has destroyed everything. I mean,
Yes.
look at this. I just want to sit back and look at what this man has done. First, it was Avi. He took Avi down. Second, it was Italy. He found himself with the head connection. He took Italy down. Now, Eggy, he was into a complete open area, the position where he was not. I mean, the position where he wasn't supposed to be. He was caught into a complete open area, and that's where the entire squad was eliminated. But Team Entity, 30 overall points in one specific map.
Brilliant play. A 30 bomber match coming in for Entity to close it out, and coming to the end of the day 3, right? You need these kind of boosts to happen. So Entity have done that. Let's see how in overall standings this matters, because that is where it will be adding on to. That's where it is going to be crucial for, because if you're not able to make sure these points actually work out to keep pushing you upstairs meaning that you get to the first position, then it does not matter. Enigma on the second position, looking forward to their first spot. There was a difference of close to 20 points from Enigma and CHEMIN. They've gotten 20 for themselves. And talking about CHEMIN, I'm just trying to find them. They're going to be at the 11th position. They've just gotten themselves 3 points, 2 finishes and 1 placement point. So let's hope it's going to be better for them. Big Brother Esports, they got pushed to the second page. They want to make their way into the first one, and that's the reason they're fighting really, really strong. Not a lot in terms of finishes, but they've gotten themselves the placement points. Team Forever with 2 finishes for themselves. They did try, as I was saying, but as those grenades came in, being a menace, unfortunate but insane. Adi, brilliant play coming in from this man. He was looking for a couple more finishes, but being the last surviving player, I would say he's done the good job.
OG on the 6th position with 7 walkouts, the same number for them. Marcos Gaming with 5, Hyderabad HYDRAS with 4, Tactical with 3, CHEMIN with 3. Now, I have to highlight this point, but again, if one more map is something that is not working in the favor of CHEMIN Esports, the throne is for sure snatched away by any other
Yes.
team. Because at the end of the day, we keep on saying it again and again that you might have the throne, you might lead the charts, but when you aren't consistent enough, the throne might get snatched away any moment, and that can be the case even if the next map is something that is not working in their favor. Celsius, a total of 3 for them. TSM, even 3. TSM is still on the second sides of the overall rankings, I still remember. So there's a lot more that TSM needs for themselves. They need to focus. But again, blind um, going down and down and down. But with going down, we are going back to the last map of the day. Miramar, it is Sam.
Mm-hmm. The sand duney map, a lot of fights that are going to be done. I'm looking forward to how it's going to be working out, because it can be a decider as well. Kind of, as you said, right, where CHEMIN can be dethroned and Enigma can make their way. The first day, Enigma were on top. The second day, CHEMIN got their position. Third day, it can be still CHEMIN, but it all depends on the last match. That's what the wait is for. Let's see how it's going to be panning out. It's not going to be that easy, because Miramar, as we have talked about it, right, it's such an open map. It gives away your position easily, and any fight that you pick, you need to convert it very fast. If you're not able to do it, it makes life difficult. And also, the one thing that you do love a lot, that's going to be the vehicles being blasted, right, Darshita? Vehicles taken for a toss, stunts being done. I think that's one thing that I'm looking forward to, how it's going to be working out on Miramar.
We wouldn't be here to see all that, because that's gonna be Edge being back there with you for this entire journey, the entire actions of Myanmar. But this map is supposed to be, I don't know what do I say it, but energetic, full of
Mm-hmm.
energy, full of fights. At the beginning itself is something that I'm looking forward to. And I want it again. I want Team Forever to get the first pick for themselves, because that's a hat trick for them if they do it right.
Yeah, true. They've been doing it consecutively.
Yeah, I guess they started things in Miramar. I want them to end it in Miramar, as
Mhm.
Viru did with the sides of Team BB. The first finish was registered for Viru, and the last finish was the one he registered for himself. So I just want the same to happen again. But let's just have a quick look again on the overall rankings after match 11. As I said, Kevin, they may get dethroned, and that is going to be the case. Team Enigma making its way up to the top with a total of 128. But again, 2 points difference from Entity having a 2 points difference from Kevin.
Exactly, Kevin right now getting pushed down. This is the level of competition that we were talking about that can change at any moment, any day, any map. It has already started happening. Kevin, they have been pushed, and the difference has been created that they have been pushed to the third position. But still, as you were saying, right, if Kevin if they don't play down, I mean, that was a speculation because before we did not get a chance to see the overall rankings. But this time, when we are getting to see it, Kemen also right now, the same thing vice versa can be put on them, that if they have a good match, they can still make their way into the top and can become the I would say, table toppers for day 3 as well. So let's see how it's going to be panning. But because of this initial play, push and advantage that the teams have had, you can see Team Forever, they've also been pushed down. But now, Big Brother Esports, the team that we were looking at, who got kind of pushed back to the second page. You did see them, they were also in the first page. Insane, the initial start and momentum that they built on day 1, it's getting completely missed out. This time, whenever they're picking up fights, irrespective on day 1, day 2, day 2 and day 3, it's not at all working out. The pushes, they are kind of strategizing it. The holds are good. That hold we even saw from Adi, that should have been an angle that Insane could have actually capitalized from, but the timing was just missed and Marcos capitalized on that. So I think these kind of things need to be thought through. OR still getting pushed back one after another. We have not seen them performing. There's something missing from the action. They're unable to capitalize on fights as well. 7C, unfortunate. I'm not going to be saying a lot about them, Darshita, because we saw, right, they were parachuting down and Celsius did not give them a chance to even get on the feet, get and have the loot. Spray God was the only one in the entire team who actually have a chance, and especially he was in a watchtower. So calling him immediately for help would have not been the right thing, and that's the reason they left it out. But eventually 7C did fall apart and had just 0 finishers, so nothing worked out for them. Hopefully Miramar, these 16 teams playing it out, can get a chance. But let's head over to the action itself. The players are ready, but before letting you go, Darshita, I have one question for you. Where do you think the circle and the flight path is going to be? I mean, you have been requesting for the water circle in Miramar, but are you going to be wishing for the same on this matchup, or do you have something else on mind?
Say has been, I would probably say something else that I have. Looking at the fly path, even more hints that I got. That's something upward to Campo Militar, or something up that's I am looking forward to. But let's go. I really wish you asked the same question to Edge back there. What should we do? Let's do one thing. Let the match start. We'll be keeping Edge into a bit more of suspense, and we'll be going back to the caster desk and discussing on what I was talking about. So yeah, coming back to the point, I guess Campo Militar or the upper areas is something that I'm looking forward to. But again, the match restarting, so a new assumption is what we need to make. So I'll be asking the same question to you now.
For me, I mean, I think I shouldn't. Yeah, I'll not go for my copyrighted answer. I'll be thinking about a flat, straight flight path coming through. We did kind of get a glimpse of it as well, but I think there was might be a glitch, so we might be remaking it again. We might be reworking through on it. But as you asked, I think it should be a flight one, as we are going to be changing it. And the circle, I think it should be dead center or a northern circle coming through. That's what I'll be hoping for. And I think this prediction will be asking to Edge as well. But now I would say, after getting a glimpse of the matchup, right, I'm kind of looking forward to what. After you've kind of shown us the suspense, you have built it, why aren't you showing the map? It's the last one for the day, and as we said, right, it is kind of the day of comebacks. I haven't seen a lot in terms of comebacks, but a couple of teams have done. I mean, if you talk about it, Team Forever, they wanted it, they've started getting it, they've already pushed themselves in the first page. Celsius as well were missing somewhere around down the line. They were playing good, but in terms of getting chicken dinners and getting a lot more points, they have also done that. Entity as well, getting themselves a really good position and points. They've boosted themselves up, and not only boosted themselves up, they've gotten themselves to the second position, Darshita, in the overall standings. What else do you want on day 3? And now we still have day 4, we still have day 5 to end the grand final. So these teams will be looking forward to doing a lot more damage. But do you think that now that we see Enigma, Entity as as well as CHEMIN. But do you think this is going to be another added on question that I'm asking you? Is there going to be a change in these three teams being pushed on and another new team becoming the grand champion as well?
Uh, Second thought, or maybe just maybe no, because the point difference is something that we always look forward to. Now
Mm-hmm.
the top three teams that we spoke about, that's Kemen, that's Entity and Enigma. Now these teams have a difference of 2 and 3 points, but when you come
Yes.
back to the fourth team, I guess the difference was not exactly, I don't remember what the difference was, but again, if these three teams they face a downfall, as you said, there may be a chance of new team coming up and pushing all of them down. And somewhere down the line, I do feel like Seven Seas, because Seven Sea they made a comeback. They made a huge comeback from the
Mm-hmm.
second overall standings to the first one. So maybe from the first overall standing to the first position itself.
There is chances. I mean, I'm just looking forward to everything that I've noted down and to try and understand to make sure ki if there is some changes, if there is another team out of the blue itself, some team performing very mellow down the line, they're just playing very slow. I mean, like right, there's a saying itself. Uh, Slow and steady wins the race. I mean, I hope that happens, but I think right now it's time to head over to the match itself. The wait is now not going to be there, as you're going to be seeing the flight path. And along with this, I'm going to welcome my co-pilot for this last match. That's going to be Edge. And Edge, you have denied me the straight and the flat flight path. Why?
Well, I mean, you've been denied before as well, Lucifer. You are kind of used to denial at this
Yeah,
point.
true.
Um,
Ouch, that
well,
hurts, man.
well, talking about the flight path, well, once again, it can go either way, right? I mean, the players can go anywhere that they want, but I'm still waiting for that zone to come into play here. But before I head on, that was a beautiful game last time as well.
Mm-hmm.
NTD Gaming, they came out strong and got themselves a chicken dinner. And now this time, the side of I'm actually waiting for the side of Team Forever once again to put up a good fight, because they have been consistent, right? Consistent,
Yes.
but not great. But yeah, consistently decent. So maybe they can end the day off on a good note, and maybe that's gonna improve their chances of making it to the top 6. But at the same time, look at that. Oh, okay, look at the drops coming in. Hyderabad Hydras are really really far away, and if the zone, there you go, the zone comes in,
Oh,
and they're
okay.
actually so far away, and the zone is down south, all the way down south. I mean, you can't even see like what 5% of the zone there, Lucy.
Uh, Edge, I think I welcomed you and I thought at least you would favor me in one of the two things. Denied me on the flight path as well as the circle. I kind of wanted
I
to see
didn't
a
deny
northern
you.
one. I mean, yeah, okay, BGMI
I mean,
gods. Okay, let's put it on them.
exactly.
But I think we're going to be seeing maybe Los Leones being the one of the end fights that we'll be seeing, and maybe close to Los Leones, but out in the open. But I'm looking forward to any drop clashes. OG were a little bit further, and as I said, drop clash, we are already seeing Entity Scroll Rage. He has been spotted from Tactical's team, but initial only chip damage connections were what it was done, but nothing else in terms of getting a knock or finish. But Clutch looks like he wants to chase that player. He was looking forward to trailing him, but now he's understood that he's actually come out in the open and he has nothing. K47 as well has nothing, just a buggy, and I mean, the buggy is not fitted with any machine guns or something, so you better make yourself into a compound and then look forward to the loot.
That is right, and you can see we're once again dropping down with 63. I think the one player, less that is from OR if I'm not wrong, right? One of the players
think so.
unfortunately was not able to make it today. So that they are playing at a disadvantage, but I still think those three players, they can make it work. But I want to see them make good comeback, at least in the final game, because they're not having a good time here today. But at the same time, it's not going to be an easy one, because sides like Enigma and CHEMIN, they didn't have a really good day, and they're the top top scorers at the points table, at least up until now. So maybe they want to end the day on a good note, because the momentum is really important. Moving on to tomorrow as well, and just like that, OR Aditya takes down Destro, drops him and bags him. I believe that's gonna be the first finish of this final map.
Edge. I mean, this is Miramar, right? We kind of see only early frags when you isolate players, but it looks like a team fight that is happening. And Destro, okay, he's carrying his teammate, and that is acting like a bait for Delta PG. And Delta PG is doing the damage, but Atanki, he's looking forward to those confirmations. Aru, yes, he's been knocked, but look at the connection coming on Atanki. Immediately, he's dropped down, and he was just very close to being knocked. If he was knocked over there, I think there would have been a rush coming in from CHEMIN, but CHEMIN have made kind of posted themselves in a difficult situation. Unfortunate, they were just running around out in the open and they got caught. Wait, 1 minute. I mean, we'll talk about it after this fight gets finished off. Now, Aditya retaliating against Delta PG. And Delta PG, can he actually patch himself and look at a fight? But now I think, CHEMIN, the only way to come on top of this fight edge is going to be that they surround or go in for a slam in. But they have to time it because Atanki, he's already on a rooftop.
He's already on a rooftop, you're right about that. And look at the way that OR is positioning themselves on the map as well. It looks beautiful. And the way that they are, feeling confident, getting that first one, and then not going back to safety. They're okay taking this fight. They want to have some, some more fights happening, maybe some more knocks.
They have to.
And Delta, oh no, they're going there. They are going to surround him right now, and he's in a tough spot. He's all by himself, and Naru spots him. Well, are they gonna go for the fight? And they are definitely, because he's alone. There's no way if he goes down, he's out in the open as well, Sam. How unfortunate. He's gonna be dropped and finished as well. But before he gets finished, Naru takes a couple of shots there.
Oh, Justin!
And Justin is back.
He's late.
He's late and...
Oh,
actually, is he? Is he late?
Okay, I take it back, Edge.
And look at that, come back, takes down Atanki on the other hand, and Aru goes down as well. Now, all of a sudden, it's Aditya all by himself. And he can manage to take one more down. Aditya, the sole survivor on the side of OR. All hopes are on him on the side of OR. But Justin, just in time.
I think his name
Please
needs
tell
to
me
be...
about that pun.
Yeah, that's where I'm adding on to it, that it needs to be just in time. Just add time. Justin is already there, just in time. Put up another one for himself because he's been doing this back to back. He did it in the previous matchup as well. If there was not a third party, maybe Justin could have done a lot more. But right now, one fight after another one that has been initiated. Previously, it was Enigma starting off on TSM. They did do the damage. Aquanox was actually able to retaliate for one. He was just good for one. But after that, immediately TSM would also wiped out. But right now, Enigma looking forward to a revenge, seeking for a trade. But TSM, they've just backed off. They've kind of playing in the dips, ridges, and making sure that Enigma kind of get confused, and Shadow grabs, I would say, finds Evo Idley from a different direction. Evo Idley immediately gets into a vehicle, is making a run for it. There can be a situation where they can find that knock on Evo Idley because his vehicle finally at the last moment, it was about to be smoked off. I mean, it was about to be bursted off, and that's where he immediately jumps. And right now, he's isolated and caught in a wooden shack. But in the meantime, Avi, he was alone, because of which Ninja George finds an opening and punishes him.
You shouldn't be doing this at this particular position as well, and the positioning is absolutely important coming in. I mean, it doesn't really matter what squad, what position, what map you're in, you need to make sure to not stay in the open, and that's what he did. He was like, there's a car burning as well. I want to see how far. Why, Sam? Can you please explain what just happened? Because why? I saw the car already burning. Wait, was that a pan kill? It's melee kills. They're punching each other. Whoa.
They want to make a strong statement here.
And Giddy, the team that just got chicken dinner, second team to get eliminated here. Like what? In what style?
This is a dialogue that Darshita uses. Welcome to Miramar. This is what happens in Miramar, irrespective that you have come out with a chicken dinner or not in the previous map. I mean, even majoritarily that happens to the team which has actually gotten the chicken dinner. They get eliminated very early on in Miramar. It has happened to NTT, but now another fight. It's going to be walkouts again. Looking forward to a fight. This time it's not a third party. It's going to be a fight that they've picked on Team Forever.
Oh boy. Okay, let me just calm down for a bit, because that was three weird things that I just saw: the pan, the car, and the fist, the punches there. But let's get back to the game. It's gonna be walkouts here in a really good position, but can they take down the players of Team Forever? Because they've had a really great game. Mr. Spade takes down Vero 999 on his knees. Daljit is out in the open, and Yuva almost took him down on the other side. One more. That is Beard Baba took down one of the players. Spray confirms the finish on 2 of the players. Team forever. Now there you go, Sam. Everyone that had a good day up until now, looks like they're not having a great time in the last map.
I agree with you. It looks like every other team, they've understood that we are getting close to day 4 as the maps are now getting in terms of becoming a countdown. Before we had numerous maps for all these teams to play with, but right now it's going to be just counter that they have to find, with the timer being hitting 0, the match kind of starting falling apart. We are going to be hitting the 28-29 minute mark on every map, and they'll have no more maps to play with. So teams, they're giving it their all. Blind as well, the initial start, it is not looking good for them. Day 1 and day 2, not at all great. You can see Blind are one of those last 2 teams along with Marcos. But yes, we saw Marcos also grabbing a couple of finishes for themselves on Erangel. Let's see what they can do here. Blind, Pokemon, that's a gone case scenario of the vehicle. Just let it go. I mean, even if you try to spend a little bit more time, maybe the vehicle just gets bursted off. So don't play that risky card over there. And finally making a move. But look at this, a sudden move coming in the circle edge. It is getting pushed down, and again there are a couple of those water bodies, but still I don't think Darshita will be again having a chance to get her circle here on Miramar, even though she's not on the desk.
I'm pretty sure she's watching and having a good time as well, you know, having a good some smiles from her for sure. And look at Ghosty. Oh no, you're right, that vehicle, if it explodes right now, he's out in the open as well. He's gonna get taken down, but he makes a run for it outside. He's running, and there's no one, not even a single bullet connecting from Tactical. And now the smoke grenade comes into play. He will be running away. Well, here's the thing, he shouldn't have you know, survived that particular combat, that particular encounter. But I think Tactical now are gonna respect him and just gonna let him go away, and maybe come back later on to take that fight in another place and another time. But here's the thing, Marcos Ghosty, he's not the sole survivor, right? He's just really far away from the team, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's just a little bit too further away from his team. I mean, Miramar enables that, because you cannot generally pick a same compound to go in for loot, and any compounds that are there on Miramar is kind of a little bit split apart. So you have to run out in the open. You can see here, there are so many buildings, but still to access one or the other building, you have to run out in the open. Hyderabad HYDRAS, Big Brother Esports, and Blind, they are going to be having a chance to pick a fight and maybe convert it. But I would say Hyderabad HYDRAS, if they are actually thinking about there can be a fight coming on top of them, they should initiate it and get control of these areas. If not, it's going to be a 3-way fight which anybody can capitalize on. It does not play in one team's favor. It all depends on who makes a big mistake and who capitalizes on top of it.
It's about, you know, the decision making, and you said who capitalizes, who has their head in the game, and at the same time who has their, you know, their head in other people's head as well. Like,
oh yes,
as we have seen, there have been some mental games being played, right? So that is gonna be really important. If you break the other's mind, you're pretty much gonna win it. Doesn't really matter. You don't even need to take them down. They will be pushing themselves out in the open, rushing in, making a few mistakes, and then it's pretty easy, right? You're gonna land those shots. And right now, look at the positioning. Everyone's in really good cover on the side of Blind, and on the side of Hyderabad HYDRAS. He's waiting for the headshot. Spy, OP, why are you not taking that shot? He finally takes it, and he confirms that knock, but not the finish just yet. Blind, they're already a man down. Blaster went down there. Keep that in head. Now Blind Spy OP is waiting for Manti to move away. But Evil Surya, I think his position has been...
Ooh.
Yep, there you go. He's out in the open. That's a bit of damage. But he still survives there, Sam.
I mean, the timing was right from Spy OP, but the moment that he scoped out is when Evil Surya made a crossover. The initial connections were there, but I'm pretty sure he has understood that now that he does not have any upper hand in the fight and he needs to back off. Manti is still bleeding out, and even though Evil Surya did manage to cross, Manti needs to come inside the building, and that's where this is getting a little bit delayed. But finally, I think the revive should be coming in. The Blind is also pushing in on the other end. TSM, who got the initial, I would say, aggression and also a couple of finishes on Enigma. Now they've been spotted from 7C. 7C were getting an initial knock, but immediate retaliation coming in from different angle. But Blaze OP, what were you doing? I think he was there patching himself up, because of which he gives away his position. Unfortunate for Blaze OP over there, but now Ninja Jod, I think he's one of the last surviving players. A grenade comes his way. They're looking forward to doing the damage. Ninja Jod finds Spray God out in the open. Brilliant timing coming in from his end. And now it's all up to Savitar. Yes, Prince is surviving. The revive has been given to him. But can he actually make it work? Look at this push coming in from Celsius again. Celsius making sure that they eliminate one or the other team. TSM still not giving up on the fight. Prince is going to be the last surviving player. He spotted Shadow OG with a buggy, but still the damage is being done. Shadow OG immediately jumps out and comes close to the compound. Now he has to patch himself before he goes for the fight. But Prince, he does not want to give him that opportunity.
They're already open as well. TSM, 7C, and Celsius as well. But on the other hand, Prince, he wants to take this fight towards Shadow OG. He comes out in the open. He does a bit of damage, but that's it. Ninja Jod comes out on top. For a second, you thought he might be the one, going down. But guess what? It's 7C that sinks with 0 finishes. And right on the other side of the map, we have Insane taking this fight. 2 finishes. They did lose a player there, but Celsius, Rixie, and Max, they feel the heat. They're feeling the pressure right now of those HE grenades, and also the players taking shots from every single angle possible. Only 2 surviving players inside of Celsius, while Insane, they did lose 1, which leaves them with 3.
But Celsius, they also had the upper hand, but they also lost a player, because of which it looks like Celsius are going to be having a tough time to convert this fight. And not only that, Insane have kind of compounded them. They've cornered them, so it's going to be very difficult. Sayam pushes at the right time, because of which he gets a knock. There's another player that's going to be Max, but Sayam does not want to give him the opportunity of going in for a revive. The call will be yes coming in that they are pushing in, but it does not work out. Neo finally finishing off Max, and that's going to be end for Celsius. Celsius thought that they might have the upper hand, but gets finished off. But Tactical, they've heard the noise. They want to go in for a third party. They've kind of not completely surrounded them, but they have an idea, but they're still waiting for the other players. This is going to be a really good edge to hold. The circle is also there. The compounds are also there. The buildings are also there. So Tactical, they have to make a very strategic move. If they do it, I think they'll have the compound for themselves along with the finishes, but makes one small mistake. Neo, do you think he'll let it go? He immediately knocks and finishes off clutch.
Boy, oh boy, and one more thing I wanna point out there, Lucy. The team that just got eliminated was Celsius, another team that got chicken dinner, another team that did great today.
On Miramar
Right?
itself, chicken dinner.
Exactly. So everyone that did good today are almost gone. Is it? Wait, the only team left is Team Forever, but we'll talk about them later on. But it's gonna be Shadow OG trying to take down one of the players inside of Tactical. It's gonna be Kid going down. Shadow with the M4 mid strong range. Can he confirm it? The knock. He will finally get it. Finally confirms the finish as well. Shadow OG, man, the patience and the beliefs that he had in himself. He almost missed it. He was at the edge of the ridge. And there's another fight happening here. Blind versus HYDRAS. Blind coming out on top. I believe it's going to be TSM Ninja on the other side of the map taking out Neo. Forget about that. We're going to be talking about HYDRAS because they took down Kilo on the side of Blind. Dropped and bagged as well. But Kilo and Spy OP, they take down 2. Actually, scratch that. They take down 4. HYDRABAD HYDRAS, it looked like they might, at least put up a great fight against Blind, but completely caught off guard by them. And HYDRABAD HYDRAS are down and out of the server. Insane on the other side. Sam, looks like they're in trouble.
They are. They just fought out with Tactical. I think there are a couple of players from Tactical who made their run, but TSM, they've surrounded them. As you said, they're in trouble. I think 2 players got knocked. A Slammer is coming in, and especially their star player, Neo, he's out. And Adi also gets confirmed. I guess it was from a different team. Unfortunate for them, but now TSM, they have the control. They have 9 finishes going on for them. The revive has been given to Neo, so Neo can turn things around. But also, we can see a little bit further away, it's going to be Team Walkouts now. Bombarding with grenades, denying position. Molly coming through, because of which Sayam, the position he wanted to hold has been denied, but the vehicle being blasted, because of which Shadow OG will go down. But now Blaze OP, he pushes into the compound, because of which Sayam needs to fall apart with an immediate knock and finish. Neo, the last surviving player, it is being read, but he immediately jumps down. The position was completely unknown, catches Blaze OP off guard. A brilliant play coming in from Neo. He's already taken 1 player down. The call has been given, and Neo is just jumping around like rabbit, and right now he's looking forward to finding the other players, looking forward to a 1v1 situation. He's just coming out in the open, but Equinox finally finds him through the window, and TSM, they will be having a little bit in terms of a gap to breathe, but also revive their players. But Tactical K47, look at him. He's just been hearing the sound being made, because previously Insane did kind of deal a couple of casualties, and you can see Kid and Clutch, because they're down, they don't have a strong move in to get that house under control.
You're right about that. Maybe if maybe if the players were alive, they would have been much more aggressive. But right now, they only have 2 players left with only 2, with actually 0 finishes. They do not want to risk it whatsoever. And Pokemon goes down to come back, but come back instantly, taken down by Blind Spy OP. Once again, he's there to save the day. And CHEMIN ESPORTS, well, eliminated with 3 finishes, Sam. Another team that was, doing great on the earlier days, but not today. Another team gone now. Now the teams like Blind, TSM, Marcos, even Tactical, as a matter of fact, have a really good chance of making their way. I mean, if not to the first page, maybe at least, jump in a couple of spots there on that points table.
They have, but look at this. Team Forever, they have the edge of the circle, but the same direction if TSM head over, they are about to fight with Team Forever. They have to look forward to this and how they'll be panning out, and especially the circle making these huge shifts that will change the entire pace of the game. And also, it'll be out in the open. Mr. Spray, he's found himself a ghillie suit, so he'll be really happy with it here, Edge, because he can kind of get merged in the ground that is there. So if he finds that opportunity, he might be actually coming on top, but it's not going to be that easy. Pokemon will be confirmed, so it's all up to Blind Spy OP. Let's see how he'll make it happen. But Mr. Spray, he comes up close, spots the player from Big Brother Esports. If they eliminate this team, there's going to be another team. That aggression can actually work out. Scream, this is a deadly man from Big Brother Esports, and that is the one person they immediately knock and finish off.
Big Brother, well, they have no finishes whatsoever still, and they already lost one of the players as well. OG, another team that has, have had a tough day today. Well, they have a really good chance now. They're in the top 8 right now, because on the other side of the map, it's Ninja Jod taking down players on Tactical. OG now, Akshu is alive. Well, for how long is the question?
Yep.
Big Brother, they're taking this fight, and Tactical actually trying to take on the side of TSM, but boy, that's a bad fight if you ask me there, Sam.
He's the last surviving person. It's going to be difficult, especially Aquanox and Ninja Jod pushing him. That's going to be a deadly duo. And IGL as well as I'm pretty sure not a lot of us have seen. The viewers will be a little bit confused, but believe me, Ninja Jod and Aquanox are kind of having a fight of their own. Certain times Aquanox completely top frags and he holds the card in the top fraggers list. Certain time Ninja Jod just snatches it away. So we have to watch out for TSM as we come in the last few days. That's when they start popping off. But right now, OG, as you said, they're also a team to watch out, and they're playing good. They have all their 4 players surviving. Get that one finish on board as well. But they've done the initial connections. They have kind of given away their position, as well as they've spotted the team of Big Brother Esports. But right now, I would say if Big Brother Esports get found out by OG and a couple of players get knocked out, the capitalization and the advantage will be coming in from Walkouts, because they are right in between those 2 teams.
Down to 7 squads and 20 players alive. On the side of Walkouts, they're really low. The couple players there. But talking about Team Forever, they're in deep trouble. Walkouts are walking all over them right now. Can be gone if you ask me, but it's Aquanox actually hold up. Third party coming into play. Team Forever down and out. As simple as that is Ninja Jod once again taking down. And actually, it's I think one of the players was gone down
finishes
by Aquanox. 50. Oh, wait a second. Yes.
15. And this
And
is
it's
just
not
the
even
sixth
over yet.
circle. Exactly. We have 6 teams alive.
I mean, we have 14 players still alive. So 14 more. I mean, possibly. So we're looking at a potential, 29 finishes? I mean, there's a chance. It's not going to happen, but
Yeah.
there's a really good chance. TSM, this is their game. They're at the bottom of the scorecard. Now, they might actually come on top. Once again, Shadow, OG, and Ninja Jod trying to take down one of the players on the side of Walkouts. Will be getting that knock. Confirming the finish will not... Wait, is it? Yeah, it is not the side
just stealing
of
it.
TSM. Orangutan, the opportunist, finally stealing a couple of finishes there, Sam.
I mean, you have to do it. This is Miramar. It enables you, and that's what they're doing. But Ninja Jod, he is like irrespective. That's gone out. We are going to be finding another one for ourselves, and he will get one more finish for his efforts. And he's looking forward to a lot more. Now, Marcos, unfortunate for them, they were rotating inside the circle. They did not have an opportunity, but gatekeeping scenario is what TSM want you to do. The last few surviving players right now trying to survive as much as they can. Marcos, I think they should be having 2 or 3 players, but they've come in close proximity of OG, so it's going to be difficult because TSM already spotted them. So if now they want to back off, they come right in front of TSM's screens as well as TSM's crosshair, and TSM will be looking forward to punishing them. But OG, they've also kind of deployed a cover because they know in the straight angle, in the straight view, there's going to be TSM who are looking forward to gain control, and they're already retaliating. Walkouts trying to survive but getting denied from Big Brother Esports. That's going to beast OP. He pushes up, gets that initial knock, is looking forward to the finish, and he gets one on Beard Baba. He's looking forward to another one, but Yuva OP is going to be denying it, and now looks forward to it. Fight, and yes, Yuva OP converts and eliminates Big Brother Esports single-handedly. A 1v2 situation. What a play coming in from Yuva OP to make sure his team is still surviving, but again, he's brought his team to a difficult situation as well because he has given up his position. And what he needs to do is here, Edge just kind of seem to disappear in the sands.
That is true indeed. All he needs to do is stay alive for as long as he can. He has already done the job for his team. For the side of Walkouts, he already has 3 finishes for himself actually. TSM, Blind, Walkouts, OG, Marcos, even Marcos is still alive. Well, they are. How long can they stay alive? Is the question. Bizgar takes on one of the players inside of Blind. Are they done? I think that's the end of Blind there, and now down to 4 squads, 11 players. TSM, Shadow. Well, almost went down. Gotta be careful, my man. You can't just be cruising around in this final zones here of 6 and 7. There's a lot of positions that you never really know where you're getting shot from. Players are going to be prone. Players are going to be inside. And Marcos, look at Aquanox. 3 Bs there. He's getting more and more. 17, Sam. Keep counting. Keep an eye on that goddamn counter because it's going to cross 20 soon.
It should, but Marco is right now trying to retaliate on OG as well because they're getting bombarded from various different directions. But in between, Dion finds TSM Ninja Jod as well. He gets the knock and Dion immediately has backed off, and now TSM have fallen apart. Unfortunate, they were looking so good. We were looking at their numbers, but they get eliminated with 17 freaking finishes. They will be getting... I think because they got eliminated at the 4th position, they should be getting, I think, 8 placement points. Unfortunate, if they at least got 10, they could have, I mean, yes, they're going to be at 20, but we'll talk about it later. Now, OG is still looking forward to retaliate. Marcos out in the blue, out in the open, all of a sudden turn the fight. Now they're looking forward to turn it around for themselves. But OG, they have all the 4 players going for them, and what a finish coming through. Orangutan get the chicken dinner for themselves. Man, oh man, Edge. So close the fight was. Unfortunate, the last minute movement. You did even mention that you need to watch out. You cannot just drive through and go for to hold a position. And I think that's where TSM fell apart. OG got the opportunity, and Marcos disengaging and looking forward to a fight with TSM was the reason OG got an opening for themselves and also eliminated them.
Oh, okay. You know what? I need a breather, but. Boy, that was intense, and Orangutan Gaming, they stole the victory from the hands of TSM there, first things first, and they took opportunity whenever. I mean, that's all. I told you, right? It depends on the way you move. Sometimes it's just about the mind games, and Orangutan, they were letting other teams fight while they just, snatch those finishes there. I mean, someone's knocked, well, boom, boom, couple of shots, and then the finish is in your name. Like, that's all that matters. It doesn't really matter who knocks who. All that matters is who finishes who, and Orangutan got those couple of finishes, and at the end took down some of the players on the side of TSM, and then it was an easy one for them, to be honest. They made it look easy. I'm not gonna say it was easy, but they made it somehow look easy and walk away with the first dinner for them in a really long time. I mean, it was a long time coming. We know that they have the potential, and finally, they got themselves one, and I think that is going to boost their position on the points table now.
I agree with you. They were in the 2nd page, but not further down the line. They were somewhere in the, I guess, 11th or 12th position. As you said, it should boost them. But along with them, it's going to be TSM also who will be kind of boosted, especially because they were close to 30 points itself. They were about to reach that. 25. The way they were playing, yes, as you said, 5 more points. I mean, as you said, right, there was an opportunity that they could have maybe gotten close to 25 finishes if they were surviving, especially with the pushes that were making. And if you count the numbers, 4 players from Orangutan, 3 players from Marcos, that
Gosh,
means
this
7. So it could have been 24. Okay, you said it, Rich. I did not want to talk about it, but yeah, I mean, they themselves showed one hell of a show over there. They were completely, I would say, out there gunning. The finish feed had their name. They were on our screen so many times because of the fights that they were taking. So we had to pay attention to all their numbers that they were doing. So unfortunate. We're really sorry if it was a caster's curse. But again, this is, I would say, the TSM that we were missing, and they're back.
True. I mean, I kept telling you since the since the beginning of semi-finale, since the beginning of grand finale as well. I mean, day one, I saw them at the bottom, and I was like, "This is not the TSM. This is. I mean, they're gonna step up. I kept telling you they will step up, step up, step up. But yeah, this final match, one thing to notice once again, Sam, all the teams that did great up until now, trashed, absolutely trashed. Everyone that we were, waiting to see to pop off, actually popped off. Marcos stayed alive with a few finishes as well. 7C, unfortunately, not this game, but they had a good day, right? OR had a good start, but then fell off again, unfortunately. But then, I mean, NTD fell off completely. CHEMIN, there was nothing that they could do. There was Blind as well, trying to put up a great fight. Did clear a couple of finishes here and there, but then at the end they didn't. It was all TSM. I'm pretty sure, regardless of what I'm not really sure how many finishes OG has, but I think if I'm not wrong, the side or TSM, they will be on that first or second position. I mean, for sure, like 25 points. That's gotta be count for something.
I agree with you. I mean, they picked fights with 6 different teams. Some of them were complete, I would say, eliminations of an entire squad. Some of them were here part and parcel of a couple of players being picked off, but they did pick the fight with 6 different teams. I mean, they would have had an opportunity to fight with OG as well. They did fight it out, but they did not get any knock because the distance was a little bit too much. And if they were picking up a fight with OG, they were also giving away their position to Marcos on the sidelines. And that's one of the reasons. But what a matchup it was. Walkouts as well. I mean, kudos to them. The way they were playing Yuva OP, the way that man played that last finish to himself, the 1v2 clutch that he did. He could have done a lot, but the last surviving player, and especially being out in the open where he had to push up, I mean, he could have replenished his resources, but to replenish that, he needed smokes on the first hand itself. He needed to prop them up and then make sure he's ready for the upcoming fights where he grabs those resources. As we are talking about what happened on Miramar, let's quickly take a look on the highlights itself. As you said, OR did have a really good start. But here, this is one thing I did actually want to talk about earlier itself, Edge, is that we saw CHEMIN's Destro. Actually, I think if I'm right, he went in when he picked up a fight with OR, picked up a player from OR, and he was running around with the player of OR when he was knocked. And that's why I kind of was completely confused of what CHEMIN were doing. I thought CHEMIN did a 2-man push inside the shack or wooden shack, whatever it was. And then Destro was running around with a player on his neck and on his shoulders. So that was kind of a little bit funny. But at the end of the day, at the end of the map, we saw it was CHEMIN Justin itself finishing off OR. But then TSM, they did everything here. They got knocks, they got finishes, they went in for their melee kills and melee finishes, and they were more than happy here, Edge. I'm pretty sure with this performance, irrespective of the chicken dinner, they're pretty sure they put up one hell of a show.
Yes, definitely. And it all, it comes down to the momentum moving on forward to tomorrow's matches up as well. It all comes down. TSM, though, man, oh man. Absolutely beautiful performance. Insane. One more thing that today, I mean, at least this matchup, I saw Neo getting finishes here and there, few knocks here and there. So that was actually a good thing good thing for the side of Insane, because they need him. They need him to pop off. That's exactly what we're waiting for, and he delivered it a bit to us. Maybe maybe he's still waiting for the engine to start up, because once it starts, there's no stopping him. Neo, I mean, you could see he got himself 2 there. I think he got 3 in total at the end of the day, but that's about it, right? There's nothing that he could do, as there was no support coming from team this time, because it was all TSM every single where on the map. As you said, 6 different squads. They took the fight with 6 different. Would have taken the fight with OG as well, but as you said, the positioning and the distance was kind of off for them, so they kind of had to avoid it. But TSM, once again, beautiful performance from them. Regardless of chicken dinner, they gotta be the MVP, and I think they did get the highest number of finishes for the day here with 17.
Yeah, for the day, yes, they've gotten the highest number of finishes. But I'm looking forward to the record being broken here, Edge. I think the record right as of now in the tournaments that we have seen stands somewhere close to 36 or 38 in terms of total points, including the chicken dinner as well as the number of finishes. So in the future, this does let us know that that is going to be happening very soon. But in AMD Skyesports Pro League itself, what is going to be a benchmark that is going to be set is also going to be a question. TSM, look at this. They did initially fight out with Marcos, find those knocks, and a couple of finishes where Aquanox got a chance. I think Aquanox, what he should have done is backed off a little bit, and they did not do that. And Marcos found players one after another. Well, they were going in for peaks, and the last player was eliminated from OG Trigger. Brilliant position holds coming through, and as soon as they eliminated TSM, they immediately went on for a fight with Marcos and then eliminated them as well. Now you can see, okay, 25 finishes. They stand on the first spot. We were thinking that maybe they might come in the second or the third there, but they come in the first spot, Edge. The second team will be, I would say, missing out this spot in this match itself. This is the scorecard of the match, not the overall standings. And they push down the team which actually gets the chicken dinner to the second position with a deficit of 2 points. And the difference, 9 finishes apart from Orangutan. 9.
Exactly. Imagine what would have happened if TSM actually got the chicken dinner in their favor as well. But let's focus on what has happened. And the Orangutan, 8 finishes, 23 overall points. Walkouts, on the other hand, 5 finishes for them, 15 overall points. Blind Official, 9 finishes, good performance, 15 overall points. Marcos, once again, did manage to stay alive, but the number of finishes, let's call it a disappointment again. But they did accumulate 14 points, which makes them, which sits them at 5th position. In Team Insane with 7 points, 6 finishes actually, but they were eliminated pretty early. Big Brother Esports, 5 overall points, 4 placement points there. Team Forever with 4 points. CHEMIN Esports sitting on 4 as well. HYDRAS, Celsius Esports, and OR, 2 points each. Tactical Entity, 1 point each. But here's the thing that is surprising: 7C and ENIGMA, no points whatsoever after the performance from the last match.
I mean, I want to see what has happened in the overall standings. CHEMIN, they get themselves to the top. ENIGMA, they had actually pushed them down, but because of the number of chicken dinners that CHEMIN has, unfortunate for ENIGMA, but fortunate for CHEMIN, they're going to be reigning superior and standing tall as being the table toppers for day 3 as well. What a brilliant play and a matchup that we are seeing here. It's so close, and this situation can even happen when we crown and I would say give away the title to one of these teams who become the grand champions of AMD Skyesports Pro League powered by Router. It might be cutting so close. Entity as well, you can look at it. They're just 1 point away to get themselves. And this is where we were talking that all CHEMIN needs to do is make sure they get a couple of points here and there, and they may be able to put down ENIGMA, and that's what they've done. ENIGMA, they did not get a chance to even retaliate because TSM, they were just catching them one after another. They were just looking like they were hunting for ENIGMA itself. Unfortunate. Team Forever, they did survive, got a couple of, I would say, finishes for themselves. You did see the number of points, and that's the reason they're still there. But what I'm looking forward to is TSM. The leap is not there. They did do the damage, because of which we've seen a little bit in terms of movement, as well as Orangutan. I would say Orangutan, I think they're in the same position. Nothing in terms of movement. They need a lot more. But this has kind of given a little bit in terms of hope edge that they can start making their way up.
As soon as I saw the scoreboard, 3 things came into my mind. 1, ENIGMA needed 1 finish or at least 1 placement points to get that top position. They were sitting on 0. That's unfortunate. Second, 7C Esports are pushed down by Big Brother. They stole their position. And then TSM, even after all that effort, what happened? Maybe I think 1 position, maybe 2. That's it. That is what shows you the distance. I mean, the gap that you left behind all these days in exactly in the span of 2, actually 3 if you count today as well.
Yeah,
it's the final map, right? That's the final map that they showed up. That's huge. Yes, there is a difference of 46 points between them and the top, number one position. And for them to cover it up, they need similar performance in every single map tomorrow. That is when
Yes.
they can close the distance. And at the same time, they gotta hope that CHEMIN and ENIGMA put up some bad performances. Otherwise, they can put up a decent one and still stay on top.
Exactly. I agree with you. Enigma have been doing that. Even Kemin, it's not been a great run today at all for them. We did see them pop off in a couple of matches, but that's all. Again, I want to talk about Blind as well. Blind were close to 10 finishes on Miramar, but you can see it does not matter. It's not only about your finishes. You need to concentrate about your position points. There's 11 in terms of deficit. I would say I would call it as deficit itself, Edge, because they're nowhere close to their finishes. We always keep talking about it that you have to balance both your finishes as well as position points. Same goes for Insane. They're at the ninth position. On day one, they were in the first page of the overall standings, but right now they're at the edge of pushing themselves to the first page, but they're unable to get those many points that they need, and they're not getting, I would say, double digits numbers because and that's the reason they're right now just at the seesaw level, and they're right at the edge of kind of getting into the first page. But the number of finishes tell us the capability is there. 52 finishes. Now, same goes for TSM. You can see they have 54 finishes, but just 28 placement points. So they need to start concentrating on that. Let's take a look at the top fraggers, and Neo finally making his move. He's back there. He's on the top with the 23 finishes for himself.
Did Delta not get any finish today?
That's what
Because he was sitting on 18.
Yep.
He was sitting on 18. So if it's not a technical glitch and if it's proper, then that's a disappointing performance coming from Delta. No finishes in 4 maps. I mean, it can happen, bad days.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it
you can
happened
see-
to Neo yesterday, I think. He just got 2 finishes.
I mean, yeah, at least 2. That is what I'm talking about. And not even 1. If that's the case, then I think
Yeah.
Delta is going to be disappointed. I really like his mustache though. Talking about other players, NTT Troy, he had a really good day today. Team Forever, you can see Max Kush and Viru, 2 players from Team Forever on that top 5 fraggers. Now, what does that indicate? It indicates that it's just not a one-man show. It's the entire team. It's a team effort that's pushing them to the top of the table slowly but steadily. They were at the bottom the first day, but after that, they slowly made their way to the first page, slowly made their way to the top 6, and now they are looking to take down the big dogs, Enigma and CHEMIN ESPORTS.
Yep. This is what we said. You just need, I would say, a performance in a specific day, and you will be looking brilliant. And that is what is happening here. A team is getting a chance, and they're making that chance work in their favor. They're doing it really, really well. And I think Edge, as we are going to be progressing in the grand finals, the performance is going to be getting super intense. It's not at all going to be easy for any of these teams. They're going to give us one hell of a show. The performance that we're seeing right as of now is just completely unbelievable. There are situations that we are unable to kind of contemplate and understand. Wait, did that just happen? We saw a brilliant, I would say, chicken dinner coming from Entity Shadow. That was just unbelievable. Then OG turning everything in their favor all of a sudden when TSM was completely out fragging. These kind of situations tell us that anything can happen until the last day, and you will still not be sure of who that champion is, irrespective of what the overall standing says today.
I mean, yeah, you're right about that. But once again, irrespective, I mean, you can kind of neglect the difference between the top 1 and top 6, because that can be covered up. But what
Yes.
about the positions like top 1 and then someone in 14, 15? Now that is a difference that can be done, but 9 out of 10 times it's impossible,
True.
right? Because I mean those teams in those bottom half of the scoreboard, they need to play really good. At the same time, the ones at the top, they need to have a bad day, right? Which,
Exactly.
I mean, today did happen for the side of CHEMIN and Enigma, unfortunately. But I mean, you can't guarantee that to happen again,
Yep.
right? So that is the thing. Now, okay, let's say, I mean, I still think that all the teams have a really good chance of making it to the top. But the side like Blind, TSM popped off finally, something to a sigh of relief for them. They can have at least good sleep. I wouldn't say a great night of sleep, but yeah, with 3 days of grand finale done, we're almost halfway through. And now, Sam, what do you think about the chances of the bottom teams? Okay, 14, 15, and 16. What do you think are the chances of them making it to the top 6 at least, if not the top 1?
Right now the competition is very close edge, so I think the last 2 days is going to be very crucial, as we are going to be seeing day 4 and day 5. Especially you saw TSM's performance on this last match. That does give us hopes, because as you said, right, the difference between TSM as well as the team on the top is going to be
Yes.
40 points, and that is just, I would say, close to 2 maps. And as you said, if they're able to deny points for them, teams can make a comeback. But as you said, every map counts from the upcoming days. And with that said and done, it's time to say a goodbye, because teams also need to prepare. We need to take a breather. So looking forward to meeting you guys again. But in case you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be looking forward to meeting you soon again. But with that said and done, take care, bye bye, and see ya.